Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm a body anybody's beats. Leading up to my own projects, after my projects, in between my projects. Cover for the wait. Little sangria in my system. Look. I learned to play the players from mom. Ain't a song that I exaggerated on. It's raining cats and dogs, saturated lawn. Leaders in my condom past the grain of song. They had to wait on palms and knees. Praise the God mighty. Universe in my flesh, awkward speech. Melted out my pores years ago. Used to be offbeat as Blueface baby. Now like wanting babies, they fair flow. Couldn't grow with me and your new boy got weak seeds still. Pray it all heal. Achilles and whose ass? Please stop with the jokes. Finally in my bag, mixing in my mind it'll broke. Couple weeks sober, used to be higher than opera notes. I'm sonning any nigga spitting written fatherly quotes. You don't bother me, blokes, and she a free but a geek. And what I mean, you read Potter, you Poe. All cool guys ain't been cool since we started heating up. You can kick it, we gon' see the dust. No war is infinite, your end game too limited. She want MK from Lee, that's really gon' finish it. Yeah, you a nice dame, you ain't worth that price range. I'm lame cause I wouldn't give you my change. Why you staying quite sane? Pussy to the table, get your cat off my cloth. Rap sex don't get you gift, bitch, that's in the clause. Spring fling, word to May, you too happy to call. Far from home with my back to the wall. Trying to trap me with the cutting hole, had to be saw. I've been cooking, but I'm actually raw. Yeah. I'm gonna fuck around and make my whole fucking album distorted, and they gonna be like that boy edgy as fuck. Yeah, fuck. TCAP 803.
Coming heavy with the weight and feel. Wonder if the hoes in Jesus' hand heal. Give a fuck how a man feel. Whole world at a standstill, stigmatized. Donald Trump, they will not criticize. Still question Obama like my nigga lied. White girls boosting so my nigga ride. Out here switching sides. Crossing ship to mind the window cause they living blind. And they sold that, show it. I swear my flow, how I'm potent. How these hoes got open and you know Pop's joking. If he expect forgiveness, I'm one of your seven victim hoes free of heaven's prison. These are split decisions. And I think I give the misses, but I give the masses. My whole all there, no walls. I ain't kissing asses, the shit, and I
Oh my god, it was Mike Myers.
I told you it was Mike Myers. Have I ever been wrong before? Anyways, so like.
Smoking weed, I'm blunting. Notice these is stunning. Ain't me like Jesus function. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption. Super Saiyan wanna be. I eat a peanut buzzing. Fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is about an hour and I need 100. I see your ship and see it sunken. Missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love a hot box, a beamer bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker, she breathing.
I think we're live. Are we live? Please, for the love of God, be live. This has been a journey. We're live. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Jesus.
Hey Creighton,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm
Welcome
good.
to the Shirts Off podcast.
I've been here for like hours.
How long? Okay, first off.
Oh.
Hello, who's that? The Crystal Potatoes is now following you. Well, that's a good way to start the
I
stream.
know.
Huh?
Who is that?
Hello, the Crystal
the
Potatoes. I'm
Crystal
glad you're here.
Is it anybody we know? IRL?
I don't know.
Because I just sent us going live to everybody.
Yeah, every time I see a name like that reminds me somewhat of our friends. Like ever since Quentin has his name, I'm like, anyone could be anyone we know now. You know what I mean? Like
well,
Videz.
I mean, we know for sure it's not my mom or your dad. Cause, well, it might be your dad.
It could
but-
be your mom.
No, my
She
mom's
hasn't-
never up this late.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never?
No. And we always stream late. I mean,
Yeah.
if we do what we were talking about tomorrow, like the 5 o'clock one, she might be awake for that one.
At like 5 a.m.?
Yeah, because she gets up early to get ready for school.
Oh, yeah. Well, but would she, use her time getting ready to watch the
She
stream?
might. Like, while she's getting ready, she just, puts it on.
Does she even follow us on Twitch or anything?
No, but she always, she's like, how do you chat with people? Like, she asked me about it the other day.
Because she's always watching it after the fact.
Yeah, and she was like, I told her, you just
You
have
still have to
Twitch
make
account.
your Twitch, dude.
I do.
That's
It
crazy.
would be
to
sad
me.
if my mom gets a Twitch account.
DJ Drec123. Oh, well, okay. I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you, brother.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just gonna give you a 24-hour.
What did Crystal say?
Next time, no, nothing yet.
Oh, is that? I thought that was Crystal.
No, this person said the N-word without, like, by spelling it a weird way. Oh, and that's him. That's the guy that just followed.
I feel like that's also somebody in the group chat.
I would not be surprised. But I can't take that risk.
We talk about like dropping the N-word in here all the time, but we're not.
What do you mean we talk about it?
Oh, in the group chat, like I'm like.
Do you actually?
Yeah,
I already know who's having that conversation.
We
with
take
you.
bets on like if I can do it this week or not, and I'm like, I don't know. I always chicken out a little bit on it.
I mean, yeah, I think
If
you
we had
should,
Chris
because
on-
you can't say it.
If we had Chris on, like I would definitely like if he.
I
dropped
can hear him, and I could be like, "Come on, Creighton, just say it. I give you permission." I don't think he understands, though. I don't
That's
think he
happened
understands.
before.
Do what?
That's happened before. He's like, I give you permission.
Oh, I know. I know our friend.
And I'm
He's
not
crazy
gonna-
and wants to
I'm
see
not-
us burn.
I'm not gonna say whether or not I actually said it, but like you know,
You never said it on the stream.
no, never,
That's what I'm talking about.
never.
I just don't want people saying it on stream. That's where I start getting like scared. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, me and your dad were talking about this earlier. Actually, we were like, yeah, he's so scared to do anything controversial.
Controversial? No, I'm okay for controversial. It depends on the controversy.
We want you to get as controversial as possible. Just start dropping the N word.
No, that's not
Like,
controversial. That's just racist.
Say the N word
There's
for
a diff-
other races.
No, so look, hold on. What he means by controversial is he wants to hear my political views. He wants
No,
to
I
hear
know, I
everything
know.
in
But
depth
I like
about
to
what,
pretend.
where I stand. You know what I mean? Because all he ever wants to talk about is politics. It's not all. I know he'll hear that and be mad at me for like, no, I just want to. I'm like, yeah, okay, sorry. 95% of the time, all you want to do is catch me up on politics or talk to me about politics. And I love my father more than anyone on this planet.
You know what I love, Charlie?
What do you love?
No, you go ahead. Never mind. I was gonna say something dumb.
You say your dumb thing first.
My suit jacket. This was a nice one. This
That
is
is a nice one.
This was like the one that I bought for my suit, because I bought a whole ass suit for prom, like our senior year. Instead of just renting, I wanted a suit, and I got this one.
I
Like,
can't
this-
believe it still fits you.
I know it's been like 5 years.
Ugh.
5 years?
That's
Yeah,
scary.
5 years. Yeah.
This is our 5th year. By the time this school year ends, it'll be our 5th year out of school. Is there a 5-year reunion, or is it like 10 years?
This
the
wasn't
first
for
one?
my senior prom. This was for Tara's senior prom. But I did buy me my own suit. And I bought my own suit the year before that. That suit does not fit me, but this one does.
Hello, sir, and
Sorry.
you're to Easy Nades. Marina says hello.
Hello, Marina. We were
and
talking
Easy
about you
Nades
earlier.
Says hello. We were talking about Marina.
Yeah.
Wait, what did we say? You said,
You were like, the one that said that she hates me. I said I love her, and you said that she said she loves me, but after
but why did we bring her up in the first place?
you said she was editing stuff for you.
Yes, not for, like, she made a thing because she got bored. Marina, when you sent the overlay, you just sent the, like, link to it. Like, I didn't have a download for it anywhere, so I couldn't use it. I was going to use it. Like, I was telling Creighton, like, hold on a second, I'm going to see if I can put these in OBS real quick. So, that happened.
So
We're
we
not
couldn't
friends
use it.
anymore is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, and
Imagine.
yeah, we're working. We got a lot of stuff in the works. Mainly you. I would help more if I knew and I had a computer.
Yeah.
But like, so one of the things we talked about working on is like getting my Snapchat thing, like my name put on next to my Twitter thing, because I promote a lot through Snapchat and I do a lot of dumb shit and more. I would do more shit posting on Snapchat than I do on anything, because like that shit will just go away after a while and I don't have to worry about it coming back to bite me later, like on Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter's definitely scary in that regard.
Yeah.
I had was I talking to you the other day where I was like, I'm in for a shitstorm if anything ever happens to me? Like, if anybody ever decides to go
Oh,
back.
like if you...
If I become semi-famous to any regard. Like, whether it's the podcast, whether I go on America's Got Talent, whether some crazy shit happens and I just become famous, I am in for a comeuppance if people decide to go back on my Twitter and just look up some of
Why?
the things
Did you
I
say
said.
the N-word on your Twitter?
I don't think I did, but I definitely said some like dumb shit that can be considered like
Oh, is
today. Like people dissect every little thing you say is what I mean, and like I'm sure I've said something along the way.
Was it like, did you have Twitter when you were going through that weird homophobic phase in high school?
No,
I was about to say...
homophobic phase. I
'cause-
was just straight up homophobic,
Yeah.
like raised homophobic.
Well, I
you
know
what mean?
that, but I mean,
Like,
like, you can still call it a phase, though, because, I mean, you aren't that way now. you
I
know?
do need a download link. Sorry,
You get what I'm saying?
I do know what you mean. I know what you mean. No,
Like,
I made Twitter right when I started on here, but I mean I don't know. I really don't remember if I have tweets like that. I hope I don't. I would be
I
so
kind of
sad.
hope you do. Cause
I mean, a little bit. I feel like it'll be very funny if I do, because then I get to do I get to just talk shit and be like, look,
it would be
those
hilarious.
don't mean anything.
It would be hilarious
Gotcha.
if you do and I don't.
Well, that's because you just started Twitter, you turkey.
I know, but that means I got a clean slate.
Yeah, very
Unless
literally.
people find my old Twitter. I don't know what's on my
Well,
old
if people
Twitter.
find your first 30 or 40 tweets, they're gonna hate you just because of how many times you used hashtags in 2019.
Yeah.
That was disturbing. Like, I'm
I
so
still
glad
want
you
to use
learned.
hashtags.
Don't.
But, you've been a dick about it. You bullied me into not doing it.
Yeah, and your
You're
tweets
cyber-
have gotten better, and they
you're-
get more likes.
You're a
Like,
cyberbully, Charlie.
I'm not a cyberbully.
You're
I
a
am
cyberbully.
helping your image.
You're
I'm
a
helping you
cyberbully.
become more successful
You're a
on the
cyberbully.
tweeters. No, I'm not
You're
cyberbully.
part of the problem, Charlie.
Right. So, we have a Discord. Well, I have a Discord for the podcast, and you and me ourselves have a private chat in said Discord
Yeah.
where we, throughout the week, before podcasts,
We hit on each other.
no, sure, we hit on each other, we're madly in love, according to so many people now.
We send each other little love notes,
Yep.
little love taps.
Yes, indeed. And we also put notes for the podcast in there.
Yeah.
If we think about something throughout the week and we're like, oh, we should talk about this on the podcast, we write it in that Discord. Now, I put a thing in there, and then you put a thing in there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about yours first.
Okay, so before we get into any of that, I love how Charlie will put long drawn out thoughts, paragraphs,
Like
stuff.
thought-provoking,
Yeah.
in-depth analyses on
Of
on
whatever
culture.
he's talking about, and I'm like,
And then he puts
I put a
big
single-
titty girl from Clover dating app shit on the bathroom floor at work.
those are two separate things.
Those
by the
are
way.
two
She
separate
didn't
things.
Shit on the floor.
Yeah, she did not.
So-
It was
The first thing,
app and then shit. is a new thing.
okay, so I don't know if this happens to you, or it's a thing that's been happening to me a lot.
Uh-huh.
I keep getting ads for the Clover dating app.
I just get ads for prostitutes.
Really?
On
Is it just for your porn?
and by ads I mean messages from people. Messages Instagram people.
Yeah.
Instagram it'll be Susan 9567432 9 numbers with
There's a
giant
69 in there.
cleavage in the Avi
Yeah.
is wants to message you. One time I opened one to see who, because at the beginning I was dumb, I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, someone wants to talk to me. And then I opened it and they were like, hey big man, how are you doing? And I was like, and I just exited. And then no joke, I've probably had 100 of those over the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, this isn't that. Though. This is more just ads in general. I'll be
You could be on
I'll
Twitter
be-
or
well,
Snapchat,
not
and then
even-
the ads that pop up will be
Yeah,
Clover
yeah.
dating app.
So, and every time it's the same, big titty girl, with black, a brunette. Hold on, never mind. I was gonna say if I have screenshotted her or whatever, but it's the same girl.
Did you screenshot it?
Well, I screenshotted her to well, I didn't actually screenshot her, but if I was going,
talk about her on the podcast.
if I was going to, it would have been to talk about her on the podcast. But and every time it's the same girl. She kind of looks like your sister a little
Oh
bit.
my god! Why did you say that to me? I don't need that information. You want some coffee?
No, well, yeah, and so anyways, and I've been meaning to bring this up for weeks now, because probably for about 6 months now, this has been a constant thing.
Plaguing you?
Yeah, it's the same girl every time, and it gets on my nerves because I'm I don't care. I don't want to be. Actually, I'm probably going to sign up jokingly for that
Oh
at
my
some
god!
point.
Just so that you
For the
can talk about
podcast?
it on here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Keep
But-
using the podcast as reasons to get on dating apps.
Shut up. I wouldn't use it. I don't use dating apps, actually. For
Yeah.
that kind of, I really don't.
Hey, Dylan.
I don't want to.
Don't.
I don't believe in dating apps.
You
But
don't believe in them?
no.
I don't know.
I mean,
dude. they can be helpful.
I don't believe in them for me.
Yeah.
Let me put it
Okay.
that
No,
way.
I get that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't believe in them for myself either. No,
Yeah.
Give me the
Oh.
fucking coffee.
No, I want to pour it.
No.
Look, fill it up. You didn't fill it up.
That's filled up enough for now.
No.
Yes.
Fill it
No.
to the top.
No.
Fill it to the edge,
No.
Charlie. Damn it. This is why I want to pour my own shit. Anyways,
Ow.
so are you okay?
Yeah, I hit my hand on the thing.
So, anyways, this girl's been popping up and plaguing my life for 6 months because
And now you have an emotional connection to it.
You remember when I think it was League of Legends had that girl Kate Upton on there?
I don't know.
Is it not Kate Upton's the princess? Kate something. Kate
Upton's a princess. Kate
No.
Upton's a musician or an actor.
No. Kate Upton's what's her name is married to one of the fuck what?
She's an American model and actress. She appeared in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, but she's also married to. Oh no, it's not. No, no. Okay, so it was Kate Upton. I'm sorry, I get her and the one that's the princess confused a lot.
Oh, you mean Princess Kate?
Yeah.
Princess. What's her last name? It's Kate. We need British people. Where are the British people? It's your time to be awake.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you British
It's your
people?
time to
It's like
shine.
6 a.m. right now for you. Come in here, British people. Hello, Dilton, by the way.
Hello, Dilton.
I love you.
We love you.
Bro, Dilton is jacked.
Is he?
Dilton is disgusting jacked. Like really annoyingly attractive. Not just like muscle freak jacked. He's like jacked at the perfect level where he looks like a Disney prince.
Are you like?
He looks like Flynn Rider minus the hair.
Are you like confessing your
Kate
love for
Middleton.
Dilton?
Thank
Yes!
you to Crystal Potatoes
Yes!
for speaking.
Thank you. Thank you. Kate
Do we know
Middleton.
you? Do we know that person? I love that this person hasn't spoken. Dilton said it too, I should say. Dilton said Middleton.
Okay.
And then Crystal
So
Potatoes.
Middleton's the princess.
Yes,
and
Kate
Upton's
Middleton.
the one that like has big titties.
Sure.
So
I
she
don't
used
know.
to like pop up for ads all the time for some kind of
game.
League of Legends, I want to say, or something like that. And that's what this Clover Girl is at for me now. Like that whatever
Nice
little
suit,
bit of
my dude.
annoyance is. Thank you.
Who's
Oh.
Akira Bread? I know that person. Do I know?
Akira Bread?
Yeah.
That's Sterling.
Okay. Hello,
What's up?
Sterling.
Wait, you haven't met Sterling?
I just said hello.
Oh.
I can say hello to someone.
No,
okay?
I thought you were like, I know that person. He's
No,
in our group.
I knew the name from the chat.
Oh,
I just don't know who
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I haven't met the person.
So, anyways, like she's in that like frame of my mind where like it's just annoying to see her,
Mhm.
and every time I see her, like she's like, "How about get a new girlfriend or whatever?" And I'm like, "How about you shut the fuck up and like let me do what I'm trying to do and stop popping up in the middle of my YouTube." Like, you know, I'm trying to see who Palpatine might have fucked, and
Oh
you're
my
like,
God, bro.
and you're like in here trying to get me to date people. Leave me alone.
Dylan said, "Gassing me up, Charlie. You're the first person I'm kissing on the lips at the end of every." Jesus Christ. You think I won't?
Only
So
if
is
you
this
use
like
cum.
a podcast? Asks Akira. Yes.
Yes.
Give or
absolutely.
take.
Absolutely.
We sometimes. The thing is with these podcasts, we go into each one totally prepared to upload them to YouTube.
Yeah.
But sometimes, depending on how like active the chat is,
Yeah.
it ends up being more of us hanging out talking to chat.
Yeah, sometimes. It
Sometimes.
just depends.
It depends on the
I
like
really-
right now. I'm so ready to do a podcast.
Yeah,
where
well,
you and me
that's
sit
what I'm
here and have
saying.
these conversations.
Well, we've been doing that.
Yeah, but I mean,
We've
when I see new
briefly
people,
been
I kind of
talking.
want to at least
Yeah.
because
Introduce
it's
them.
not without. We can still upload them and talk to chat a little bit because I don't
Yeah.
mind. It's just that sometimes we're both really tired, and right now we're both like up. We're both
Yeah.
like awake right now.
Charlie's got like a weird. I was talking to your dad about this. I think this is where the whole like controversial thing came up with me and him. It's because like I was talking about how you got like this weird measuring stick for what you want to post on YouTube and what you don't. And if it was me, I would just upload every episode. I think because
Yeah.
I'm all about just get as much content out there as we can. Like because like I don't fucking care. Like if they want to watch it, they will watch it. You know?
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean,
Sterling will watch the fuck out of us because
for-
he's like a beefcake Chris.
okay,
Yeah, he is. The dude's ripped.
I believe it.
Why we hang out? Why do we have so many like muscular dudes we hang out with?
Because you enjoy hanging out with cool, nice people, and a lot of muscular dudes
Our cool, nice
end
people.
up being cool, nice people. They're healthy, they're fit, they have a
I
good
feel
head
like
on
you're
their shoulders.
stereotyping
probably.
yourself.
I am definitely stereotyping myself
You're an
just for
asshole.
fun.
You're trying to
As if I'm like this ridiculously ripped guy.
Sterling's more ripped than you.
No, I believe it.
Actually, I was gonna ask him. I asked him last night actually because we hung out yesterday. If how much I would have to pay him just to like come into your gym and like just work out a lot harder than you and like outwork you out.
Oh, dude, there's guys in that gym. The guy that runs Founders,
Yeah.
the big white dude, you know, like he's like 6'4".
Oh no, I don't know this guy.
Okay, so he's like 6'4". He probably weighs like 300 pounds, but it's like he's 300 pounds lean. This man puts like 950 pounds on the leg press. Like he stacks it with all the plates you can, and then he lays like metal chains around those because he can't put any more weight on it. Like this guy's a fucking monster. Like he does that. He gets he does deadlifts with like 700 pounds. Like this guy's a fucking monster. And like they have the curl thing, you know. And he'll do that to like keep his arms warm in between other like more strenuous exercises. And when I first started going, excuse me, he would use that while like in between me using it. So like I would get up, And it was this back and forth game of me putting it on like 70 pounds and then getting up, and I'll do it. I would just take it out for him and put it on the max weight, and that's his like warm up, which is it's like 200 and something pounds of him just like casually curling. This guy's a monster. Like I don't think anyone could like, because the thing is you don't. Some people go in there and you never see them again because they do get intimidated by other people working out harder. For me, I just work out my workout, you know, however strenuous it may be, and slowly but surely work my way up. But I see people that work out harder than me every day. There's a cop lady that goes in there. Bro, she will start, I will arrive at the gym, and she will already be running on the treadmill.
You've told us
jogging.
about her before.
I'm sure, but now I'm on it now, so I'm gonna bring this up because it pertains to this.
I get it, yeah.
So like, I'll arrive, and this chick, and I mean, she might be like late 30s, early 40s, I would say, something around there. She will already be running, and I'm not like just casually like fucking running on the treadmill. I will get dressed, start working out. I'm in the gym for like a minimum of an hour and a half whenever I go. Like very rarely will I leave before an hour and a half. Like if I have to be somewhere and I'm just trying to go in there and like get a sweat on real fast and then leave, like just go do the row machine or something. But for the most part, I'm there for about an hour and a half or more. And every time she's ever been there, she has been there before me, been running on the treadmill before I got there, never slowed down, and will be running when I leave. That is fucking crazy to me. She is the like my inspiration for like I am gonna be fine in my life. This lady is like 30-something, 40-something years old probably, maybe older. She might just look. I mean, to be running like that, she might be like 50 and just looks amazing. and she is like just killing it. I'm like I'm gonna be fine, bro. I don't want any 20-year-old to complain about anything to me after this shit I've seen in that gym, or the shit that I've seen in the world. Like, bro, Creighton doesn't see color.
Who said that?
Bro, Velez Quick?
Is that
George?
Yeah, George.
George. Hello, pals. Hello, George.
George, it's
Bro,
almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas, George.
I wanted to tell you that right before it was Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we just didn't.
This was the first year I like didn't Snapchat him. I just realized that. Because usually it would be me and Tori and Quentin and like Juan or whoever was in the building, we would Snapchat him and be like, it's almost Christmas, and then like the day after Christmas, we would be like, it's almost Christmas, you know, like we always do. And this was the first year I wasn't at Learn TV for Christmas.
I haven't talked to George in forever.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been,
It's
like,
past Christmas.
years.
Is it though? Is it?
George, you've changed.
It's always gonna be another. You've changed, George. It's always gonna be. It's always almost Christmas.
Yeah. We got a good crowd tonight of people that we know.
Yeah,
people that we don't know.
It's like unbalanced right
I
now.
say
with
about, like-
IRL people.
I say that with like 3 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the other thing?
My
The
other
shit in
thing,
the floor.
shit on the bathroom floor. Well, we're talking now. That's true. What? I do want to know so bad. About
You
want to
know what it is?
Floor. I want to understand what the context is.
Okay,
Because
so
when you write shit, my mind doesn't go to what would normally be happening. My mind goes to, oh, there was shit on the floor. There was a shit on the bathroom floor at work. Okay, so does that mean there was stuff? Does that mean someone shit? It's Creighton, so someone probably shit. Now, was it a person? This is where my mind goes. Like, was it a goat? Like, I can't.
well,
I
it
don't
wasn't
understand.
me.
Good.
I love how like that wasn't your first instinct.
Well, I don't think you would want to talk about it if you were the one that did it.
I don't know. It depends on the context. But anyways,
Discuss your
will you
shit. on
pour
the
me
floor.
some more coffee?
Okay. Just give me your cup.
So there I was, just coming back, or just about to come back from my lunch, right? Before I come back from my lunch, you know, like I want to go to the bathroom, like, you know, make sure top everything off, you know, or not top off. What's the opposite of topping off? Like relieve my bladder, so that way I don't have to come all the way to the back.
Want
I
to
have
empty
to cross
yourself
over.
out.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be the words we use.
So, like, I didn't take a dump or anything. I just was peeing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, now that I've gotten into my specific movement.
Yes.
I get in there and I'm like, man, it smells like shit in here. So, like, I'm walking over, and, like, the way the bathroom is, there's, like, 2 stalls, and then the urinal, and then the sink's beside the urinal. So, I'm walking in, and I'm like, man, what is that smell? So I was like, in order to, like, kind of beat the smell, I was just gonna go see if somebody didn't flush, and then flush, like, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I walk into the first stall, that's in between the urinal and the handicap stall. And there's just 2 pieces of shit on the floor.
How big is the shit?
So, I don't know, like about like
Oh my god.
like okay, that might be an exaggeration a little bit, but not by much.
They were like a piece of shit.
They were like, and
It
there was
wasn't-
2. There was 2.
It wasn't like a little tiny, like a little shit ball.
And then the toilet
It was
also,
like a piece of shit.
the toilet also wasn't flushed, and I was like, in
George,
my mind, I
subscribe.
was
George, subscribe. Thank you, George. We
Thank
love
you,
you,
George, for subscribing.
Oh my
We
god,
love you.
seriously. Thank you, George. I'm taking a lot of fucking input in right now. My stimulus is going.
But in my mind, I was like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did that?
What happened? to you?
Like, how? You know what I mean? And like, they were the kind of shit where like they got.
Here! I want to go home!
I did think that a little bit, but I was thinking that before I went into the bathroom because it was work, and so. Oh, nice.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
There was also like a little bit of corn in it.
Thank you, Dilton. Oh, bro. I don't
Just
know
so that
what I
way
expected
you and
from
I
this.
we all have like a shared burden.
I was gonna wait until after the shit story, but I didn't want to wait until after the shit story. I hear. I don't just hear him
Wait.
say it. I hear him. I see him saying it. I hear and see George say it. Just like very, not even confidence. Like it's like above confidence. Just like this. I was gonna wait until after the shit story, but I didn't want to wait until after the shit story. Like his little smirk,
Yeah.
where he's like, "I'm so proud of the words I'm saying as I'm saying them. This is gonna be so funny when I'm done saying it." You know what I mean?
Man.
Everything George says is like that to me. I
Oh,
thought
you
so.
did pour me more coffee.
What are your shirts? This is my shirt.
Mine's just black.
He has a black shirt and a jacket.
That's my my
George.
show uniform.
George, this is called the Shirts Off podcast. The reason we call it that is because you're not allowed to have your shirts off on Twitch. So we just.
George might know that. Isn't he like kind of into Twitch?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He was
I
really
mean,
into gaming when we last saw him, so it would follow that.
He's
he was
really into
Twitch.
like FIFA and stuff. I think,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
But he
I
also
might be-
played stuff
I don't
like The Witcher and like that kind of stuff.
Dude, The Witcher is one of those games I never played that I always wanted to so bad.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
didn't finish my story.
Let's finish
Sorry.
the shit story. Finish
So-
your shit story.
I was trying to figure out like what happened, like how does one accidentally shit in the floor? And the only thing that I can imagine, like, because the thing about it is, it's a good distance away from the toilet, but it's still in front of the toilet. So what I'm imagining happened is, like, they were either one really late getting there, you know what I mean? Like stuff was about to come out, and
Oh,
they
like
went
they were
to
like
drop-
on the way down and
Yeah.
they fucked up.
Yeah, or they were too early and standing up. And there's no in between. Like nobody just shits on the floor on purpose unless like you just don't have anywhere else to go, or like you're just an asshole. And like I don't know, it bothers me because I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? Anyways,
Not only what happened to the point where you were so either embarrassed or didn't care enough to pick up your shit? Was there no toilet? Like, if I shit in public and I miss the toilet, I'm gonna, unless it's diarrhea shit, if there's like turds, I'm gonna pick up my shit and put it in the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to use a whole roll of toilet paper. I'm going to pick up the shit.
was it one shit that just broke apart? Like I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe I'm breaking this down too much, but in hindsight,
Don't
Charlie,
keep me in a box. I'm a Renaissance man. I know Twitch. I'm sorry, George.
see, I told you.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so there was shit on the floor, and there's a point I want to get to. Oh, they didn't flush. So this is why I think it happened after the fact, because they didn't flush, and they panicked, and they just left.
Like they had already shit an amount.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
on their
'cause-
way up, they shit onto the floor by
Yeah,
accident.
yeah, and then they just panicked and left.
How? Like what? Like do you know the? Hold on, because now I'm really thinking about this.
Right?
Like you're sitting right. Where's? What can I see? Hold
I
on.
mean, you could sit on that
Listen,
little thing right there.
listen. Hold on. So like, if you are sitting, if you're on a, Evie, if you're on a toilet, You're on a toilet, right?
Yeah.
Your pants are like down here by your legs.
Yeah.
They're like down by your feet, probably, if you're shitting the way you're supposed to.
Unless they didn't pull them all the way down.
No, what I'm saying, well, even if they didn't,
Yeah.
like, they'd still be right here, right? So when
Right.
you get up, the angle is going right here, right?
Yeah.
How did it not hit their pants or underwear on their way up?
Well, that got me
Like,
thinking.
were their legs, like, out here, and they were like, "Ugh!" You know what I mean? And, like, the shit just went, and there was so much. If it's 2 big shits, how did they shit that much? And then 2 more big shits, how did they not feel that coming? I am full of questions.
Okay,
the story gets better and better.
Go back to where you were sitting. I gotta show you something.
But,
We're just to break it down for everybody.
hold on, I already moved my camera back.
Well, I was gonna show you like how far away from the toilet it actually is.
Well, just say,
You really need a visual for this.
That's what this is.
Oh, okay.
That's
Like this?
No, like like how far from the toilet
Okay,
was the shit?
okay,
Like how far from the base of the toilet was the shit? Roughly.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out like the best way to do this. So, say this is my cup is the toilet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys see my cup? This is the base, and this is. See, this isn't big enough. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need
Well, just use your just say how far. Just use your
probably
hands.
about 2 feet from the
2
toilet.
feet from
2 feet from the toilet.
2 feet.
Yeah, 2 feet.
You understand how big 2 feet is, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's 24 inches.
yeah. I mean, you gotta
Those
think,
tiles
you
are
gotta
1
think
foot long.
Like a
Those
stall.
tiles are 1
yeah,
foot long
yeah,
a piece.
but there's no tiles in this bathroom, so it's hard to like.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that
But
can be a
this-
reference.
this-
That's 2 feet. Two of
Yeah.
those is 2 feet.
Yeah,
That's how
it's
far
about
away.
2 feet. Yeah,
From the base.
yeah. Cause like the
fuck?
the toilet is
happened?
right here, right, and like the shit's almost to the door.
I hate it here.
What? I don't
The
understand.
shit's almost to the door of the stall. So like I think that it was stuck in the cheeks, and they went to go wipe. And, like,
Hold
it
on.
came
No,
out.
no. I refuse to believe your train of thought. You think there were 2 full ass shits stuck in this guy's cheeks? Or gal? I mean, we don't know what
No,
the
it was
fuck
a guy
happened.
because it's like well,
Sure,
that's
yeah,
fair.
it doesn't mean anything
Oh,
at
yeah,
this
that's
point.
true.
This story's so crazy that I wouldn't be surprised if a pig found its way to the bathroom.
I don't know. It could have been like a bigger guy, like a big guy. And that could be why it got stuck in
Is
the
this like
cheeks.
the magic bullet of poops? I'm behind. I don't even know anymore, Ilbo. This started off because Creighton put in our notes on Discord. We have a note chat in Discord for the stream, and he said, shit on the bathroom floor at work. And I was like, let's talk about that first. and this story has just devolved into this crazy...
We're breaking it down like
Yes.
in science. We're like it's like a CSI, but with shit.
I don't understand. My canon of what happened was that... I can't say that.
What can't you say?
I was going to say someone's name.
Oh, were you gonna say who I think you're saying?
Yes. My canon is
Well, he
that the
wasn't
person...
there, though.
Exactly.
Oh.
He was, though, is what
Oh.
I'm saying. He went there and he had a grudge against somebody. And he shit on the floor.
I don't know, but like the distance has me thinking maybe it was before, like as they were dropping pants.
I mean, you'd have to be dropping your pants on the way into the stall.
Maybe it was that bad though. Like you know what I mean? Like they were like it's gonna be like a photo finish.
Who sits down on the toilet to shit and looks at their shit on the floor? Like,
Someone
because
who
someone
was-
isn't going to walk in there and just sit in that stall. So if someone walks in
Oh, yeah.
and sees that, they're like, oh, that guy definitely shit on that floor.
And-
Who in their right mind? It wasn't a full bathroom. Because if there's people in there, you're definitely going to get it up right away or run away and kill yourself.
Well, that's the
like, there's
other
no
thing.
way that this... I don't see this any way. I'm
That's
so
another
confused.
factor. It happened during like peak hours because like it happened right after my lunch,
Yobo.
and my lunch is from 6:30 to 7, right? So it's somewhere in between like when we're really busy. So that's why I'm thinking like when the bathroom could be its busiest, somebody accidentally shit on the floor, or purposely shit on the floor. We don't know. But I mean, it's such a small amount, and there's more in the toilet, so it had to be an accident.
Maybe. I don't know, dude. This story... I think we should abandon this story.
We should abandon it.
We are getting so deep into... We're never going to know is the thing.
Oh, I do have
There's
a follow-up,
there's-
though.
What's your follow-up?
So, like, I went in later, like, way later, go use the bathroom before like I left, like after I got off or before I got off. I mean, and like it had been cleaned up, but there was still a stain from one of the turds on the floor.
Who got it up?
I don't know.
Oh my god!
I just told
I feel so
told
bad
our
for
manager
someone.
that there was shit in the floor in the bathroom, and I let it be in their hands
Ugh.
because I don't get paid enough to clean up someone else's shit.
This is the worst Wes Anderson movie I've ever watched. I see what you did there, George. Well, I mean, the emotes kind of take away from the symmetry of the shot.
They do. I told you.
Hold on, I can make this a Wes Anderson movie. Boom. Wes Anderson.
Wow.
More
Oh
or
wait,
less.
you remember why you
Ads.
moved it though, right? Because you can't see whenever people subscribe.
That's
or-
true. I need to move it back now. No, God. Damn it. No.
Charlie's having a rough time.
There we go. Okay, it's no longer a Wes Anderson film. Okay.
That was like my day. I mean, it was really slow at work today, so that was like the biggest aspect of today.
And that was today.
That was
The
today
shit on the floor. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well,
It's a
I think
mystery.
that just put it over Creighton's face. Good, I imagine the emotes. Okay, so this thing I want to talk about.
No, it's
We've talked about it on the podcast, but like I've put more thought into it,
Yeah.
and it's driving me bananas.
Okay.
So what I wrote, I'm going to read verbatim what I wrote, and then I will go deeper into the issue and allow you to counter.
I wanted you
interject.
to read it because like I tried reading it and I just was like it's putting me to sleep like just reading it.
So I think the ultimate casualty of this whole like cultural or like political correctness war that has gone on Twitter and the social medias, I think that the biggest casualty of all of it is that Dave and Dan, who made Game of Thrones, didn't get to make the Star Wars movies.
Oh, yep, that's the part that like I kind of checked out.
It had nothing to do with any big social issue or like gendery politics or like racial stereotypes. It had nothing to do with any of the usual PC stuff. It was just a bunch of people bored of those things wanting to still complain about something else, and it didn't go the way they wanted it. Game of Thrones, like ending the way it didn't go the way they wanted. So, in the usual culture war PC person fashion, they just decided to cancel it into the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Like Game of Thrones?
Not Game of Thrones
Dave
per
and-
se,
Dave
but
and
Dave
Dan?
and Dan. Everyone blamed Dave and Dan. And the thing I love the most about the Game of Thrones cast and the people on the show was that every actor, like universally, like attacked the fandom and was like, "Hey, fuck off, bro! These guys made the best show in history." You think that this show? Because there was like a giant petition, like a real, like insanely big petition online that got signed by hundreds of thousands of people saying to just refilm season 8 of Game of Thrones, like as if HBO would have the budget for like the opinions of 100,000 people. Because I don't think that people understand how many people liked the last season. Because I loved the last season.
I liked the last season.
I liked it a lot,
I
man.
thought it was too fast, but
It was fast. I mean, it had its flaws for sure, but I mean, so did season 7. Like,
Yeah.
like the whole show had its flaws, like in certain aspects. But
by
season
far,
8
the
of
best
Game of Thrones.
season's got to be like season 6 or
No,
no.
4. I think
4
4 is the
think
best
so.
season. 3 and 4 are like one big mega season that is just
Yeah.
the shizzy knit.
It's
so
been a while
good.
since I've seen them, but season 6, like I just love the scene at the end of it.
Without spoiling too much, season 3 and season 4 have the Red Wedding, Joffrey's wedding, Oberyn and the whole trial, Arya and the Hound's story.
Oh, that's season 4.
Season 3 and 4. Like second half of season 3 is when he gets her, like captures her, and that whole thing starts to happen. Like the Brotherhood is introduced in season 3. I think they're introduced in season 2, but they're really like introduced in season 3. Like they're mentioned in season 2, but they like you see them for the first time in season 3. You have the whole Gendry hot pie Arya thing in season 3. You've got like some of the best storylines and some of the best like action set pieces. Everything is all in season 3 and season 4. It's so awesome. Like the whole season 3 is probably, if it's not season, it's season 3 or season 4, my favorite season. And in either order, they are the best and second best season. In either order you want, to me. And then it goes like season, to me it goes, after those two, it's like 2, 6, 5, 1, 7, 8.
Huh.
The season 8's definitely the most lackluster season, but with that said, it's still one of the best seasons of television ever. You know, the
It's
worst
still Game of
season.
Thrones.
Yeah, the worst season of Game of Thrones is better than most television seasons of any show. I mean, most, not all for sure. I know, but
That's weird to me because, like, I think your list is similar for how The Office is for you. Like,
Yeah.
because you're like season 3 and 4 are like the best seasons of that
season
show.
3, 4, 5 to me.
Really?
Yeah, because 5 is when they like Jim and Pam have their kid, or like they announce that they're gonna have the kid.
That
And like when
scene
they're
is
in
so
the
good.
hospital, that scene in the hospital when Jim like gets all happy, bro. Fuck, makes me so happy. That's such
Are
a
you talking
good
about
scene.
when they find out that she's pregnant? Or are you
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah, when
oh,
they find like when after
I
the
love that
volleyball
there's
game.
no audio in that. And,
Yeah.
like, it's just purely visuals.
God, it's so good.
And you know automatically like what it is based on like the reactions and everything.
It's such a good season. Alt-right Charlie, come through. I love it. Right. I'm new here. There are questions. Are you in the same room? We are in the
Yes.
same room. Hello, Creighton.
Hello.
Look.
Look.
Hello. Hello.
They can't see it.
Hello.
There.
Yeah, they can't see your hand. Hello, Creighton. We are in the same room.
Yeah.
They are indeed. I'll always miss Rob. Bro, Rob, I've read the books. The thing with... Now, Kith. No,
I like Rob too.
with Rob, the thing that's so insane about that show is there's so many characters that don't have point of views in the books that they give point of views in the show, like Rob. And his story is so good in the show that it kills you that it is as short a story as it is. Because the guy playing him was fucking phenomenal. An amazing
I
actor.
thought Rob was gonna be like the new main character, and then I was wrong.
He was very much one of, like, the big...
no, but I mean, like
they were
all the
setting
way to
him
the
up.
end.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, look at Ned. They set Ned up as the main guy in the first season.
I know, I hate them.
Yeah, like every time they set someone up as the main character, like the only
I
time.
was so nervous.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
everyone.
John was set up as the main, like from after Rob was dead. It was like definitely
And then
John,
they
and then
killed us
then
with
they
that.
fake you out with that. You know, like it's so crazy. Now it's a Wes Anderson. Yeah, exactly. But one of the cool little insight with the books that they didn't do as well on the show based on point of views, because you have whole scenes with certain characters in the show that you don't see in the books because of the way the books are, like the way the books you see the books, because in the books each chapter is a point of view of somebody, so like each chapter is named after a character, so like it'll be Creighton, Charlie, or Arya, Bran, like that chapter, the name of the chapter is the point of view of the person you're going to read from for a while. So like none of the kings in the books have point of views.
Really?
None of the 5 kings. So King Robert never has a point of view. Rob never has a point of view. You see it by all of the people surrounding them. So like if you have a Robert story, it's usually seen through the eyes of Ned. Or like, I'm trying to think.
Is Ned technically a king?
No, he was the Warden of the North in the beginning when that happened. Excuse me.
But the North is his own kingdom, though.
No,
It's not.
by the end of the show. But no, the North is part of the 7 kingdoms. Remember, that's the whole basis of the last season.
I get that, but like, so like
Each
Westeros-
kingdom, there are 7 kingdoms.
Yeah.
The king rules over all 7 kingdoms.
but there's no.
There's no like other kings. The War of the 5 Kings was after Robert died. All the people trying to take the throne.
Okay.
So you had Renly.
Oh,
George
nice.
is now following.
Thanks, George.
He subscribed and talked to chat and then followed. That has happened so much in this channel where people would subscribe before following. What? Charlie Boy doesn't have any emotes to unlock? Your points were not used. Try again. What? No, these emotes right here on screen, those are the emotes that they're
Oh, my
pending right
camera's,
now.
like,
Ilba.
way out of focus. Oh, there it goes.
Your camera was?
Yeah, it was like really out of focus.
I did not see. I'm watching the stream. Oh, I guess it already skipped. So is Kit Harington? Wait,
Kit Harington.
that's true. Rob and Kit Harington are going to be in the Eternals.
Was
The
Eternals?
Marvel movie, The Eternals.
Oh yeah.
But hold
Look, I've been taking a break from Marvel ever since Endgame,
Yeah, maybe because it's
and like
been over.
Spider-Man, yeah, and
Yeah.
like
I don't think you're taking a break. Everyone's taking a break.
No, I just mean like I've been like kind of staying away from stuff that's like Marvel, really, except for like maybe I saw the new Black Widow trailer, but other than that, I mean,
So
like,
you've seen everything to do with it.
No, I get it. No, I get what you're saying, but I mean, like, I just, you know how you'll
That's
go
what I'm
back,
saying, Dalton. You're
you know
saying
how you
that.
go back and watch Endgame all the time.
Yeah.
I don't. I just I saw the movie once. I saw.
You saw it one time? You've only seen it one time?
I think so. Yeah.
Bro, that's a movie that's way better, like, the second, third, ninth time.
I get it. But no. I mean, like, I've saw everything
You'll
I need
watch
to
it again
see.
eventually.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure,
I just
but-
saw everything I needed to see the
Yeah.
first time. Because I didn't go to the bathroom. Oh, well, no, I did. And I came back and I didn't miss
I
it.
mean, I did too. I didn't see anything. I mean, I never went to the bathroom or anything either. I mean, I went into that movie knowing I wasn't going to get up.
Yeah. And,
But at the same time, that's a movie that you definitely
No, I know.
watch multiple
I
times.
get where you're coming from, but, like, it just didn't strike me that way. I'd watch Infinity War, like, 1,000 times
Mhm.
more than I feel like I'd watch Endgame. Which, that's not a drag on Endgame. I just didn't enjoy it as much as Infinity War, I guess. Like, see, me and you feel this inverse way about Rise of Skywalker. I'd watch Rise of Skywalker over and over again. You're like, I enjoy Last Jedi. You know?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely an opinion thing. Toss him out of your house. Listen to him. If I tossed everyone who had a different opinion than me of movies out of this house, I'd be the only one in this house ever.
Look, I'm not saying Endgame's a bad movie. By any means. It's a
Oh,
great
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It's just a movie I don't feel like I need to watch or rewatch over and over again. If that makes sense.
I don't understand.
Like, it's like I rewatch Toy Story all the damn time because it's fucking Toy Story. But this movie to me just isn't Toy Story. If that makes sense. And Infinity War is Toy Story to me.
I mean, I get it. Fuck this kid. Jesse, right? You suck, Creighton.
But that's what I mean by, like...
I had such a point I was going to make, and you kept interjecting with that.
Sorry, but that's what I mean by, like, I just been taking a break from Marvel. I just haven't watched anything, or
Well,
rewatched.
it's because there hasn't been anything.
Well, I mean, rewatched
Yeah.
either. That's what I'm saying. Like, you rewatch stuff all the time that's Marvel.
Not really lately. I mean, I did watch Endgame a lot when Disney Plus, like, right when it came out. But the last thing I've rewatched was Captain Marvel, and that's the only movie I've rewatched since. Like, minus the occasional, like, if recommended on YouTube, they'll send me, like, scenes from, like, Winter Soldier. Every time it comes up, I watch the Bucky versus Cap, like, on the highway fight.
Oh, that's pretty
Like, whenever the music starts going, like that, like, jarring, like, high-pitched, I think it's a violin,
Yeah.
where it's, like, zzz, and they're, like, just, it's, like, the build of the fight, and they're, like, hand-to-hand, and then he rips the mask off. That fight is the best fight in the MCU to me. Fuck Iron Man versus Thanos.
I like
Fuck
Iron Man
Endgame
and
and
Captain
Cap
America.
versus... Yeah, I did too. Fuck Cap versus Thanos. Fuck all that. Cap versus Bucky, when he finds out that it's Bucky, is the best fight in the MCU to me, hand to hand. Because you have the whole build-up of him beating Black Widow, like you fearing for her life, Sam fighting the people, like all that shit happening. It was so... I can always rewatch Black Panther. Bro, I love Black Panther.
Black Panther's a good movie.
Such a good movie. I love a lot of the movies. I mean, I didn't like Black Panther as much when it came out as everybody else did. Like, I didn't praise it. It never should have got a Best Picture nomination. That was ridiculous. It got an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, Best movie.
No, it's been
Listen.
a while. Again, a lot of movies I'll watch, like, just one and done. Because, like, I don't rewatch movies a lot like that. Frozen 2, for whatever reason, is the one movie that I've seen, like, almost 3 times.
I love that movie.
No, don't get me wrong.
I'm so
it's a
mad
great
that I
movie.
haven't gone back and seen it. Yeah.
But it's weird, like, that's the movie I've seen the most lately, that I've rewatched consistently. For whatever reason. Like, I keep getting, like, into situations where I'm going to go see Frozen 2. And I want to see Uncut Gems.
I do too. We gotta go see Uncut Gems. I'm hearing that it's fucking insane. Like, amazing. Like, so good.
I'm just avoiding hearing stuff about
Yeah,
it. 'Cause
I'm not.
going-
No, I'm not like looking into the plot. I'm just hearing like just the headlines, like Uncut Gems is a fucking masterpiece kind of shit. You know, not like Uncut Gems is awesome because Adam Sandler turns into a genie or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm not looking at plot things. I don't know anything about it.
Imagine, like, his
Imagine.
twin sister shows up
Oh
in
my
that
god!
movie.
Shut the fuck up, Jack and Jill. I never watched that one. I couldn't.
The whole
I got
thing
like 10
becomes-
minutes in and was like, nope.
The whole
Can't-
thing becomes
can't handle
a serious Jack and Jill reboot.
Oh, Black Panther. I love Black Panther, genuinely. But I was so mad when it got that nomination.
Why? I mean,
Because,
I think, look,
Listen.
they put a lot of work into that movie, and I...
bro, they put a lot of work into a lot of Marvel movies.
That's fair.
Here's the thing. I really, genuinely love Black Panther. It's not even on my top, like, half of the MCU, though. Like, it's a
Really?
great movie, yeah, but, I mean, like, to me, the things that made it so... It was just this big thing culturally, you know? And the fact that... I'm not even mad it got an Oscar nomination if the Academy if the Academy was fair to other Marvel movies that also deserved it. The fact that that movie gets an Oscar nomination for Best Picture and Captain America Winter Soldier doesn't is ridiculous. Captain America Winter Soldier is the best standalone movie in the MCU. Endgame is amazing. Infinity War is amazing. But to watch both of those, you've got to watch every fucking Marvel movie to understand it fully. Winter Soldier, at the very least, you could just watch the first Captain America movie, and it's just an amazing sequel. It's the Dark Knight of the MCU. It really is.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's the best movie in the whole MCU to me personally. It's my favorite one, and not just because it's like I don't have that opinion of it needing the nomination because it's my favorite. It's the best film in the MCU. Like the only ones that rival it are like the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
First Guardians of the Galaxy is so good.
And like Iron Man 1. In terms of not like the best MCU movies, because neither of those are the best MCU movies, but those three movies are all very good films on their own. You know what I mean? Like Winter Soldier, Iron Man 1, like even like Doctor Strange to an extent. Like a lot of the first movies for certain characters and the second one
feels very standalone.
Yeah, it could be its own thing.
Especially after following Civil War. Like, cause it came, like, right after Civil War, and I was like, wow. Like, they really took time to just step back and be like, yeah, this is, like, what we're doing now. Weird magic shit. So does Guardians of the Galaxy. For, like, being tied to Thanos, like, it feels very...
Not tied to the rest of the MCU.
Yeah. He feels so very much like a mob boss in that movie.
I forget that Bradley Cooper is Rocket all the time. As I was talking to somebody about like big budget people who have not made their way into the MCU at all, and someone brought up Bradley Cooper, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, wait, no, he is.
Yeah.
They were like, what? I was like, dude, he's Rocket, and we were like, oh, like I thought, how funny would it be if he's Rocket, but like they bring in Bradley Cooper 2 as a character one day?
That would be hilarious.
That would be so funny.
Dude, apparently Christian Bale's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. Is that what you were going to say?
I was, yeah.
You were leading to that?
I was like 2 steps away. I was going to mention first that Bradley Cooper, I heard him sing the song, what's the song from the movie he did with Lady Gaga? Shallows. Yeah. I heard him sing Shallows with Lady Gaga. Like the video got recommended, like when they were at the Oscars. And like, at a certain point, all I could do is close my eyes and hear Rocket singing it because it sounds like Rocket singing it. It really does. Like if you sit there and just close your eyes and don't look, it's like, oh yeah, that's Rocket and Lady Gaga singing Shallows. It was so funny. Imagine paying him to voice. Exactly, bro. It's nuts that Vin Diesel is not just Groot, but that he's so Groot.
Yeah.
He's the Iron Giant. He's so good at playing characters that don't speak. Like, that barely speak.
I think it's hilarious because, like, people joke all the time that, like, all he does in the Fast and Furious movies is just mumble, like, all his lines. Yeah, for real. Like, he needs captions in those fucking movies.
I agree, Chris.
What did
I
Chris
agree
say?
that,
was that Chris, like, Chris?
Not Chef Chris, the other Chris.
Chris.
Not our Chris either. Oh. There's so many Chris's in this goddamn stream.
You, Chris? Are you in this
I'm a Chris, kind of. We have a Illini Racers Chris. No problem, Chris. I love you, dude. I helped him. He got a new headset the other day, and he was testing it on Discord to see if everything worked. But yeah, bro, Christian Bale. I never would have thought Christian Bale would make his way into the MCU. Because he just supremely doesn't enjoy comic book stuff, like even though he did Batman. Yeah. He said the only stuff he ever watched was that.
Christopher Reeves, Superman, and his own Dark Knight movie.
So you watched the same video I did. Yeah. I love that guy. Yeah. Emergency Awesome. Yeah. Bro, he's the best. He's so cool. Because like he talks to every video about everything he does is very subjective.
Yeah, it's not like
he never has a very hard standing opinion. And if he ever does, he says, to me, I think this. But I could see how people would, you know what I mean? Like, he's very, like, on everyone's side. He's like, here's the information.
I love him.
I love him, bro. He's the best. I want to meet him. And just talk about,
like, get him to join the chat.
Game of Thrones. Imagine. His name is Chuck. I'm Chuck. I'm not Chris, okay? Not a new headset. Had it forever. Never figured out how the computer... Oh, I understand. Yeah. He's a dweeb, but I enjoy his content. Right?
Yeah.
He is a dweeb, but, like, he's the best kind of dweeb.
He's the kind of dweeb you aspire to be.
Yes.
But you can't be.
Yeah, I'm too opinionated.
You're too opinionated, yeah. I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could. Well, that's my opinion, Charlie, that I can't.
It's my opinion! I love that fucking so funny.
Can we talk about TikTok for a second?
Sure. What do you want to talk about TikTok for?
So I was in the group chat.
We totally got away from the whole Dave and Dan thing.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry.
get
Did you
back.
have
It's
more
fine.
that you wanted to say on it? Or-
Yeah, but we can go back to it.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, you know our friend Quentin. You know that he works with children in high school.
Yeah, careful. He works with like 16, 17-year-olds.
Children.
Sure,
And,
children. No, I agree. They're children. I just mean you got to make that distinction.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
They are juniors and seniors in high school.
It would be
He's a
weird if I
teacher.
said he does work with children that he films.
Oh my god, he does. That's the scariest part. Oh, you
So,
gotta be careful.
anyways,
Night, Dilton. Love you, dude.
he's like a full-time person at Learn TV now, and for those of you who don't know what that is, they teach high school students how to do like TV stuff, basically. So he was talking the other day in our Discord group chat. I don't know if you ever check on this, by the way. Charlie's in the group chat, but he never like interacts.
You guys talk too much in there. I'm in Discord to talk
Like,
voice
on
to voice
calls
a
or
lot,
whatever.
and like the only text chat
We're
I'm
not
super
good
active
enough
in.
for him. That's what it is.
No, it's too much to read, bro. You guys talk for fucking.
He
I
can't read. He's never learned how to write.
Yeah, he never learned how to read.
He never learned how to count. All he does is like this
Look,
with
bro.
his mouth.
I am
He's only good with
I
mouth
am
things.
at work, editing, or at the gym. Too much to sit there and go through.
And-
Literally, you guys probably, no joke, have written a book. Like if you got all the words, there's probably enough words to fill a whole ass Game of Thrones book.
I
Already.
would love to read that book.
Oh
Anyways,
my god, it's a crazy
so,
fucking Discord chat.
Quentin said something the other day.
You guys have been in there for like 2 months, and you've written a fucking book and a
Actually,
half.
it's almost been a year. Because we established it when I started
Yeah,
going
but
to a
I
bar.
mean since it popped off, since you guys got a whole bunch of people in there.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
It hasn't been super. It's only been 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead,
Anyways,
finish.
sorry. Quentin said something in there the other day about, like, how he feels weird because he doesn't like TikTok. And I felt the same way about TikTok at first, but I've kind of grown to like it okay. Because, like, my thing is, it kind of reminds me of Vine a little bit. And I swore I'd never love again after Vine died.
You're so annoying, bro.
But, like
I
TikTok's...
swore I'd never love again.
TikTok's trying to like win me over,
Oh,
and it's like that big titty goth chick from Clover,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, I guess this is fine, but like I'm not like super into it either. I just kind of go on there, cause like Kayla actually was like, you should get one, and I was like, okay, and then I begrudgingly got one, and it's okay. I mean, it's like nothing special, but it like. Quentin, but anyways, this I'm getting off track. Anyways, Quentin was like, TikTok gets on my nerves because my students, all they ever do is like want to post fucking TikTok videos, and they're annoying. They're just lip syncing. And me and Chris, not any of the Chris's in the chat or you, but Chris, that's in our chat was like,
Oh my god.
this
So
is
many
basically sorry. This is basically the new Vine. And me and Chris were both like, yeah, this is the new Vine. And Quentin was like, no, I hate this. I want it to stop.
There are good TikToks, but not a lot.
And I was like, Quentin, you can't.
Caroline is trying to become TikTok famous.
Oh yeah, that's good. Good for her. But I was like, Quentin, like you can't hate this because this is their thing. You know what I mean? You're just an old begrudged man at this point. You work with children all the time. It's slowly like you're wearing down.
I
an
love
old
to
man.
think that TikTok is going to be Vine to these kids as Vine was to us. And in 5 years, there'll be a new thing that these kids hate like that.
Like a Omegle.
No,
It's gonna come
Omegle
back.
was like 10 years. Like, it was Omegle then Vine, then TikTok.
It's gonna-
Next, it'll be like Flip Floop. And then after Flip Floop, it'll be Jing Jong. What?
Flippity floop.
Flippity Floop. George said, question 2. Creighton, did I see an alcoholic drink on your Snapchat recently? Question mark, exclamation point.
Probably.
And then he said, to be fair, we all used to film children. And
Yeah.
to be fair, he's true. He's
He
right.
had a fair point, but we were also children.
Well, yes, but we've also filmed them after we were, like, since we've been technically adults.
Not me.
Yeah, you have. You just went to the parade.
That's not filming children.
There were children.
Floats,
There are children in the parade.
I guess.
And you definitely filmed
By
after
the-
turning 18. After you were 18, you still worked at Learn TV for a
By
while,
the
and we did film
loosest
sports.
of terms, I filmed children.
Yes. But I mean, to the loosest of terms, we've all filmed children.
I
You can't
guess.
say that. That's like saying,
I feel
I
like-
built a chair, but I only built chairs. It's like, what?
I only built high chairs.
Whoa. Now you get into some weird territory.
Yes, that was an alcoholic drink though.
Yeah, Creighton is a raging alcoholic.
Am I?
Sure. For the sake of this podcast.
Yes. Anyways.
Let's not split hairs. Children were filmed. I agree. It's true.
Yeah.
I've embraced it at this point.
I still have George's clip of like the 6 out of 5 potatoes. Look, Charlie just got
not that. No.
Oh, what?
I had a copy of that episode on disc,
Yeah. That happened.
and I just realized that it burned when the house burnt down.
Oh.
I had it hidden in a wall
Why did you have it hidden on a wall?
so that no one would ever find it. So that if I ever needed it, I could go get it. And I haven't thought about that since. And like I've just realized that I never got it out. I never retrieved it. I had another copy somewhere. I don't remember where.
Or do you just want to borrow mine and make a copy of mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to make a digital copy and just upload it to the
We
channel.
need to make a digital copy of a lot of stuff that I have. Because I still have everything.
Dude. That's
What?
not dude. He said, no, wait. Hi, I disappeared, but I'm back. Hello, Marina.
Hello, Marina.
Oh, man.
Did you miss our shit talk?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking he was responding to us having a copy, but he might be responding, me and Justice constantly use the potato scale in honor of our friendship.
Yes!
Yes.
That's great.
We use it a lot, too, to be fair.
We do?
I mean,
haven't
I
used
mean,
it
I don't
since
mean a
that
lot.
Show.
Really?
I don't know.
I do.
I
I've
came up
used
with it specifically for that show.
We've definitely used it
I haven't.
since. Yes.
Not in a
You've
like
said
serious.
potatoes.
I've said potatoes, but I haven't meant it in like a serious way.
What is serious? I don't think it could be used in a
Like
serious
I don't think
way.
I've ever used it for an actual ranking system. Outside
We
of
used
the
it
show.
when we left Frozen. We said it. I said I
No.
give that 6 out of 5 potatoes. You're like doing your stupid
Did
great
we?
laugh.
Did you say
Yes,
that?
I said that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because I remember. You know how you have like you see things about memories.
Huh.
Like you remember. You know how you see memories when you say things. I remember like on the way out of Redstone on the road. I remember looking over and like looking at cars when we said
I was
it.
distracted by the tree because it wasn't centered,
Exactly.
and that bothered me a lot. Like so much. Why wasn't it centered?
I don't know.
It was all the way off to the right side, and
It was so weird.
it could have been all symmetrical. And God, that's why I didn't remember you saying that because I was like so
focused on that.
Yeah, it was bothering me.
But now are you remember it?
I still don't remember.
I know that me and Quentin have used it bajillions of times.
Oh, you guys probably used it making fun of me, or making fun of George too.
Both. I mean, I would just say it as if like as a serious ranking. Like
I
I would
haven't used
be
it.
like Quentin would be like, okay, Charlie, you saw Tangled. What did you give it? And this is a hypothetical. I'd be like, oh, like 8 out of 4 potato. Like I would just say dumb, hilarious shit.
That's kind of hilarious that it's caught on as like an actual ranking system. I just haven't
We literally
used
used it today at the grocery store.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that I made something that's lasted this long. Because that came out in what, like 2014?
Marina, I can't though. I tried to click the little arrow download link and it wouldn't let me.
Dude, that's been 6 years.
What, the potatoes?
Yeah, since I've, like, and that's caught on as a thing. That's hilarious.
You were
to me.
17 when
Yeah,
you did that.
and you were 18.
When I was 18. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you're fucking old then, and you're fucking old now.
When's your birthday?
April.
And you'll be 23.
Yeah.
I'm more than a year older than you.
Yeah,
That fucking
we've had this
crushes.
conversation.
I know.
Like, every year
it
I
crushes
think.
me because like it's the same with Quentin, but even worse.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a year and a half plus older than
We
Quentin.
told you you're older. You're old, man. You're like 40.
man.
You're like 40 or something.
Go
You
to
know what,
open
though?
original. How do I click and open where do I go to open original? Marina, you're gonna have to walk me through this later. I'm really dumb. I was 19. Now we're old, bro. We're all old. Nah, low key though, we're not. That's the crazy thing. Like,
George, is Justice still living with you in New York? Are you guys still in New York? I just was curious about that. I never see you post anything on like
There's nothing about
Snapchat
him.
or anything, so I was just curious.
there's nothing bottom left for me, Marina.
Can we go to chat and see if he answered?
Yes, I see it.
What
He
is
hasn't
it?
yet. You haven't given him enough time to answer.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You have to let people type things.
Sorry.
Oh,
I just was curious.
oh my god.
Also, is it cool that I said that he lives in New York? Because like that's pretty broad, right? That's broad enough.
That's pretty broad.
Yeah.
Yes, we live in Brooklyn, LOL.
Oh, nice. Good. I'm glad things are working out for you guys.
When we mentioned Uncut Gems, he said, Diamond District is terrifying. I've never had so many Albanians ask me if I'm looking to buy a pinky ring. Secretive in my old age. Yeah, because you're what, 25?
No, he was like that age
25.
when he left. Is he 25?
No, he's 25.
Oh.
He's only, like, he was only like a year older than me. He's only like a year and a half-ish.
Well, that's why I couldn't remember. Was he like...
You thought he was 25 5
No,
years ago?
no, I
He moved to New York
Oh, I'm thinking
4 or 5 years
about
ago.
Tori. That's what I'm thinking about. Tori's like 30-something now. That's weird.
This is our friend, George.
He's like 26.
I'm going to give you the chat because I have got to take almost, he's 24, about to be 25.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you chat and let you talk to them. I will return. I have to poop
Okay.
so bad. I
That's
have
the
to poop.
coffee, isn't it?
It's the coffee. I will return shortly. And I will talk and chat on my phone.
So anyways,
Yeah, monologue about something.
what should I monologue about? Quentin to Creighton. Did I see alcohol? Oh, question 2, not Quentin. I don't know. What should I monologue about? Crazy stuff going on right now politically, I guess. You know, I guess apparently somebody's firing missiles at people or whatever. Tori filmed my sister's wedding. Quentin was there also. The strings are still attached to you all. The strings are still attached. What does that mean? The strings are still attached to us all. Also, I saw Tori the other day at the UPS store. Apparently he works there now. I saw him. It was so weird because it was the first time me, Quentin, and Charlie had all hung out together, like, in a long time at the time. And, like, we just happened to run into Tori. And I don't know if you were there when he was there, George, but this other guy that used to work at Learn TV named Nathan, they're all working at, like, the UPS store. And we were shipping a hat to Dilton, actually, because he had won a giveaway from us. And it was crazy, because Tori was like, huh, you guys all still hang out together. Oh, I'm relatively attached to you. Guys, I shit on the floor by accident. Oh, man. I miss you, George. Where have you been at? Like, we went to the beach together and everything, and then you moved to New York, and it's like you're just, poof, gone. Like, George, for a long time, was an integral part of Learn TV, where me and Charlie were working, and, like, actually, I was talking about you yesterday, George. I was talking about you with Quentin, because we went to Dave & Buster's, which is where you saw me with the alcoholic drink. He says, like, 2 feet from the toilet. But, I was at Dave & Buster's, and it's weird, we've made a whole bunch of, like, Charlotte friends in our friend group. We weren't working. I was just in Lancaster for, like, 2 weeks. George, how come you didn't come see us? You never, like, I didn't even know you were in town. Like, that, Anyways. We've made, like, a whole group of, like, friends from another state, over the course of, like, us going up to this really nice bar in Charlotte called Abari. By the way, it's really awesome. You guys should go check it out. And we've been adding people gradually to our Discord that we meet there. And I was with Quentin at Dave & Buster's, and I realized, like, that we just have created our own, like, separate group from our normal group of friends. And it's so weird to me thinking about, like, I'll be back in, like, a month, let's hang. Yeah, we should, definitely. Effort to hang out with you, and you didn't. How was I supposed to make an effort to hang out with him if I didn't even know he was in town? Charlie. Big talk for a man who's sitting on a toilet right now. I'm gonna snap you both. That exemplifies why you haven't seen me. Is Justice pregnant, George? Is that what you're gonna send us a picture of? Do you have a baby? Great Matt's like he made an effort to hang. Obviously, why didn't you? I didn't read it correct. What does that mean, Charlie? Maybe if you weren't taking a shit. Let's see here. What have we got here? Let's see. George, I'm reading your Snapchat that you sent. On the latest. you won't see for 5 months. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna show it to the camera real quick because I think it's hilarious. If you guys can see it, I can't see my own camera. I don't know, it might be weird. Because Charlie put the chat in front of my camera for some reason. I didn't put it in front of his, which would make more sense. Anyways. So where was I? I was talking about something. Fuck. No children yet. She's sleeping and I'm playing video games. Do you want children, George? I've always seen you as like a man, if he had kids, would have like a bunch of kids. Like 3 at the least and like 5 at the most. I don't know why. I just get that vibe from you. Even though like on like a surface level, you don't seem like you'd be like a kid guy or like a children kind of guy. But like I just get that, like knowing you as a person, I feel like you want to have like a good amount of kids. I know Charlie wants kids. I think he wants like 2 or 3. I can't remember. We've talked about this before. Oh, here he comes now.
You're getting good at just talking by yourself during the streams.
Charlie and I have a kid.
We do have children.
You guys have your online family, right?
No, we legit have a child, me and Marina.
What?
So, during Nick's Christmas giveaway, each
You
moderator...
impregnated her?
Yes. Each moderator with money. Each moderator gets $100 as like a Christmas bonus kind of thing on Amazon. And we all each get to pick a person in the community to give a $50 Amazon gift card to. So, I picked Marina because for Secret Santa I had her. And I was like, if she doesn't like the gift, I'll just have her also have this. It'll be like an add-on to the Secret Santa. And she used that Amazon gift card to buy what we lovingly call Vector. It's a little robot child that runs around like in her room on her desk and stuff. And I constantly tell her she's a horrible parent because he'll like fall off the desk and he'll like cry. And I'm like, you awful mother.
Wait, this is a robot?
It's a little robot, yeah. And it's like it can respond, like she can talk to it and it'll respond and shit.
What?
And it's really cool. And Marina, Snapchat me. Excuse me? He's never. He's good at it because I'm giving him content. That's true. That's true.
That's
you are
fair.
giving him.
That's fair.
My
You
name
are
is.
giving content.
Excuse me. Snapchat me real quick. I'll just send a video.
Maria,
Okay.
Snapchat
Okay.
me. Maria. Just send me-
Marina.
Marina,
You've said
whatever.
Maria every
Why did I
time.
say Maria?
I don't know. You don't know like a bunch of.
That's fair. I know Marina as like a term for like where boats go.
Okay, here we go.
You got it?
No. This is the.
The new thing?
Yeah. How do I download these?
I don't know.
Download post.
Charlie, this is your thing.
Wait, does this download both of them or one of them?
I think that should be both. That looks better as both.
Okay. So I'll do that later. Actually, I don't want to do that during the stream.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are you Snapchatting me the video? Anyway, Vector is our son, and she is my baby mother. That's what I call her, my baby mama. And during the thing, like if she ever questions us on our life, like on our abilities to adult, I'm just like, yeah, really? You're the one that keeps throwing our son around and mistreating it. Like I just make up shit. And long story short, that is why we have a child together.
How many children do you want to have, Charlie? If you have children.
I have
know
3
you wanna-
outcomes that I would enjoy. I would either like 2, 3, or 10. And here are the breakdowns of that. I either want 2 daughters, or 2 daughters, they get to like 15, 16, and then have a son, like way late. That's outcome number 2. Or I have 9 sons and wrap it up with a daughter so that I have my own personal army that can look after my very young daughter. These are my 3 preferable outcomes for
That's-
having children.
That's kind of like what happened with my dad and us. Like, he had 2 sons. Now he's got like a stepson. And now he's got like a daughter. And she's got like 3 older brothers.
Mm-hmm. It like if like
Like older brothers.
yeah. I don't know. I think I definitely want daughters more than sons.
Really?
Me, that's just me specific. I don't know. I just I don't know. I mean, I feel like I would just get along with my daughters more than I would if I had sons.
Absolutely.
Because my family's very stubborn, and I can handle stubborn women way more than I can handle stubborn men. The stubborn men are just, they're the worst.
2 daughters, 2 sons. Daughters are priority because boys are fucking stupid.
Boys are stupid. 2 daughters, 2 sons. Daughters are priority because boys are fucking. Yes,
That's
I agree.
fair.
Oh shit! I left the
You know
video.
what though? Like,
This is Vector.
that's a good in between, George. Yeah. Let me see.
Actually, no. This video is very low quality because it was sent through text.
I don't care.
Marina,
Let me
send
see
it to
the
me on
video.
Discord so I can show the stream too.
I don't care about the quality.
I know, but
Just
I want
let
to show
me
the
see
stream
it.
too.
I know, but I want to see it first. Let me see it.
I will.
Show me.
She's gonna send it.
Show me,
She-
damn it.
she
Show
might
me
send
this
it.
low quality.
No,
one.
I'll show you good quality. When
Damn
she
it.
sends
I
it.
hate Charlie. Charlie's like, if it's
I
not
would-
in the
I would
best
scroll-
pristine quality,
I would
it's
scroll up
shit.
through Discord and find it, but I know it's been like days since she put anything. Oh wow, she sent that so quickly.
And yet he'll sit here and watch Disney Plus and like lightsaber duels will be like, and then he'll jump, and then he'll jump.
Here we go. Okay, so let me do that. I'm gonna pull it over here so you can see it.
Okay.
Okay. This is our son Vector.
Okay.
She's laughing at him.
Oh, what's wrong with Vector?
Hey. What the fuck?
You got mad at her.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
Hey, Vector. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Bro.
I like Vector. He's
I did too. He's the best son a man could ask for. That's my son.
I thought about like either having like I'd like to either have like a daughter and a son or a son and a daughter, like a good mix of the two.
George, it's okay. That's water under the bridge, dude.
Wait, what did George say?
He said, Charlie, ... It's taken me years, ... But, ... I'm sorry I broke your fucking tablet outside of Lure TV.
Oh my God! I forgot all about that.
Listen, George, we were both way younger. Testosterone was flowing. That was just
What
me
ever
being
happened?
stupid.
What?
Both of us had our wrongs in that situation, but I mean, when you think back to it, a lot more shit has happened in our lives. I don't think that that's like a make or break moment for a friendship.
What happened to that tablet, by the way? Did it burn up in the fire?
Oh, I mean, it broke that day. I could never use it again.
No, but I mean, what did you do with it?
I threw it away. It was broken. It was like broken beyond repair. Like my skull candies, these ones right here. Oh, they were next to it whenever it was in my bag. So like, if this is the tablet, the metal from the skull candies was like up against it, and so this is gonna make George sound bad. He could have killed. He was very mad at me that day. So here's. This is gonna sound like it's bad. Me and George are both very cool now. Like
Yeah.
I think, I hope, I'm pretty sure we're cool. But I had a tablet in my book bag at school, and it was like in my bag, and I forgot, and my headphones were like this next to it, and I shot George with a Nerf gun, and it hit him like right here, like right in the eye, like next to the eye, and he got really mad, and he like grabbed me and threw me up against the wall, and like long story, it was much less like horrifying than it might sound. But when he threw me against the wall, the headphones survived, but it like pushed up against the tablet and broke it. And
Oh
Stay.
man, did you see me while you were telling that story? Like I
No.
forgot like the context of it, and then like my face was straight, and then it just slowly broke up into like a big smile. So I remember that. That was hilarious.
you weren't there for that.
I was not. Are you
No,
sure?
it was me and Quentin. That was just me and Quentin. You weren't there. I'm pretty sure you weren't.
No, I was
I must
there.
go. Have a good night, guys. I love you, Marina.
I think that was before Quentin was even there.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, Quentin was definitely there. I don't think you were there. I don't think. I'm pretty sure you weren't. Take care of our son, Marina. You take care of him. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure I was there. Like I'm like 90% certain I was there.
Oh, you know what? No, I didn't get rid of it right away. Because I had a wire that could, like, I could use it plugged up to the TV, and I would have to, like, troubleshoot and, like, move it to look at the
Yeah.
TV, because I couldn't see because the screen was just
And
gone.
you were playing Clash of Clans at that time, and you
Precisely.
fucking loved Clash of Clans.
It was the best
You
game
were
ever.
up Clash of Clans' ass.
Now I'm on Clash Royale because it is much better of a strategic, like, multiplayer game than Clash of Clans. Because the thing with Clash of Clans that made it cool was, like, you had your base, and you could design it however you want, and you could attack other people's bases, but there was never, like, a me versus you thing. It was like, me attack you, and then if you decide to, way later, you could attack that person back, but it was never like me versus you in the moment, right? Clash Royale is like 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2 in the moment. Whoever's better wins. You know, it's so fun. It's so much more fun to play to me.
Is Clash of Clans the original still around?
Yeah, it's still like top 2 or 3 grossing games on the App Store. It has been for like 7 or 8 years. It's like the #1 game of all time on the App Store, I think. If not, it's very close to the top.
I thought Candy Crush was that.
Maybe, but Clash of Clans has grossed way more. Clash of Clans, people spend a lot of money on that and Clash Royale. Like, the thing I like about both, though, is that they're not like pay to win. You don't get better things for money that you can't get for free. You can just further how fast you get. So, like, if like you started off on Clash Royale right now and spent like $100,000, you could like catch up to the best people in the world as far as what level your stuff is at. But that's not going to make you any smarter strategically for how you place your stuff. You know.
That's what I like about like Overwatch, because like
it's all cosmetic. That's what I like. I like when it's cosmetic stuff that you purchase, because then you're not going to worry about like getting beaten.
By somebody who's bought
it's like Call of Duty had the fucking, you could get better weapons. That was ridiculous. Especially like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I never wanted to play pubs because you'd go up against somebody with a fucking speakeasy, or the Bal Steel Dragon or something. They had like, there were guns you could win in those weapon crates that were like better than the normal guns, and some people had them and some didn't. And then you just have better weapons that no one else has. It was so dumb.
I think I'm a firm believer that.
Oh, he was there. Quentin or Creighton?
I'm pretty sure I was there. Like,
we just talked about the basement YouTube thing we were gonna do.
Yeah.
This chat is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, for real, bro. Everyone does Raid Shadow Legends things now.
What's Raid Shadow?
It's a game on the App Store. That is a game that has just like, whoever made it has ridiculous money, because they have sponsored so many streamers and YouTubers to like do ads for them.
Except for us,
yeah. They're really missing out.
I know, right? We got that target audience.
I think if we ever get to a point where we can have a sponsor, this is going to become my full-time job.
Do we want sponsors?
Yes.
So, I mean, I know that, but I mean, like...
I mean, I would never
it's not
accept a
going to be
sponsor.
one of those cringy sponsors.
No, if I ever get a sponsor, it'll be somebody I enjoy. Like, Tom Segura, the comedian? Do you know who that is?
I think you...
I've probably showed you and
sure
you can't
you
remember.
probably showed me.
He has a podcast called Your Mom's House, where him and his wife do... It's called Your Mom's House. Christina Pazsitzky and Tom Segura, they're both stand-up comedians, and they're husband and wife, and they do a podcast. And whenever they have sponsors, what they'll... You know, like, most sponsors for, like, big YouTube channels, they'll send you, like, a page of things to read a certain way. And then if they're cool, they'll say, you can read it however you want. So Tom, he only lets things sponsor him if he likes them. Like, he won't just be like, yeah, I'll do Danimals because they're giving us lots of money. He's like, no. I don't like Danimals. I'm going to do Saatva luxury mattresses because I like their mattresses and blah, blah, blah. So, like, they recently got sponsored by a type of bidet. And you can imagine the funny things a comedian could say about a bidet. So he just goes nuts on this thing. He's like, he's like, do you have an ass? Because most people have one. Almost everyone, despite some crazy medical problem, has an ass. Treat it right. So, like, he'll just read these hilarious, things that he writes himself for the ads. So, one, we would definitely do that with whatever sponsor does.
Yeah.
And two, I'm never going to, like, air quotes, sell out. I'm never going to sell out in the way that, like, I'm just going to accept anything anybody throws at me. If we ever get to a point, like I'm in a pretty predominantly gaming community, so hopefully somewhere down the line it would be super dope if I can make a connection that way and find a sponsor if we ever get big enough to where a sponsor would, like, benefit having us. And, like, the only sponsors I could think of would be, like, Respawn, like, the drinks, like, nothing to do with, I'm not gaming on here, so it wouldn't be any, like, legit gaming, like, controller things or maybe headsets, because I do wear my Astros all the time. It'd be really cool if I could get you a pair of Astros too, and then we both have Astros on for the stream. That would be dope.
Astros are.
These are Astro headsets.
Can I get my face on the sides?
You can. I don't know if I can do that.
I'm gonna get my face on the sides if we get Astros.
But what I'm saying is, it would be super cool if we got someone like that, because I like a lot of those. I like Respawn drinks. I love these headphones. I've had these headphones for like 4 years. It'd be cool if, like, Zoom sponsor, we're using their mic for the thing. It'd be cool if we use, like, if someone cool sponsored us, I would, I'd have fun with it. But, one, it's going to be a long time before we get sponsors. many years probably. If we continue this, I hope we continue this for years because I have
Oh,
so
yeah.
much fun doing this. Bro.
I do as well.
Like legitimately.
Well, we've churned out like how many now? 20 something.
Well, that went on YouTube only like 8 or 9. Like I think if this one goes up, and I think it will. This one going up will be number 8 or number 9. I can't remember. But we've done like double or triple that now as far as went live a bunch of. We've gone live probably close to 25, 30 times now.
We're doing it like at least twice a week.
Yeah, and sometimes we go like a week without doing it, but like we make up for those days still. We've averaged at least once a week, once maybe twice a week since we started, and that's only because of work stuff getting in the way. If we ever get to a point where you, me, and Quentin do move in like we want to, it would be so we could literally do this like 4 nights a week.
Well, you know what? I was gonna tell you there's listings in this neighborhood because I know you don't want to move out to the neighborhood.
That would be awesome.
We should check that out. We should look into it.
Creighton was there. Okay, Creighton was
told you I was there. I
wrong.
knew I was there because I think I gave you a ride home and you told me about how you're pissed about on the ride home.
The last app purchase I made was like 5 years ago, and then today to subscribe to you. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Creighton
George.
looks like a mysterious neo-Western sheriff. I've been holding that up. You do. You do look like a suspicious neo-Western sheriff.
Neo-Western?
Neo-Western.
What's neo-Western? Is that like Westworld?
You know what? I'm just gonna look up the definition so that I don't butcher it.
Okay.
Neo-Western definition. Category: Neo-Western films. Contemporary westerns use traditional genre conventions and values, but transplant them to a contemporary setting. The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada. I probably butchered the first name. I know how to say Estrada. Neo-Westerns adopt the conventions of Western storytelling, but incorporate new values, transplanted to other settings. So, like
a Western set in a sci-fi setting.
Kind of. Like Firefly. Firefly's very neo-Western.
Or The Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good, what's the word?
I don't know, though. I've only seen, like, the first episode.
But yeah, no,
That's
you're
a good
right.
comparison.
It is very good. Comparison, that's what I was looking for. My brain, I like how we can have pretty good
And I'll fill in
conversations
the
and
blanks.
dialogue, but
I
then,
do that with a lot
but
of
then we
people.
blank on really normal words. You know what I mean?
Look, you know what's weird, though?
Penis. Okay, Akira. Akira mentioned penis.
I like help people fill in the blanks a lot with their words. I do it all the time at work. Like, the people that I work with, like, are not. How do I put this?
The blazer is the neo, the hair is the Western.
Yep.
I'm sold. I'm a fan. Let me know what I can do to support.
Who's
George.
that? Oh.
That's George. Just hang out.
Yeah.
Come hang out and
come
chat.
see us every time.
Yeah, come hang out with us. Do a podcast every
Do a
once in a while.
podcast. Oh, by the way,
Out of all my friends, like IRL that I've met, that like could make it here to do a podcast, very few. Creighton barely. The only reason I have Creighton on is because Creighton is the Woody to my Wilcox.
yeah.
Creighton can hardly keep up with me on certain topics, but then on other ones, he's like right there with me, but in like a really sarcastic, hilarious way that we balance out really well. You are much more me. You and me would back and forth very like intellectually on certain ideas to a level where Creighton would just be like, yes.
Oh yeah, I'd be a third wheel.
You'd be a big third wheel. on
But
that.
it's okay though.
It is okay.
I would slap. I would. whip
We
my
need to get
dick
another
out on the
webcam.
table.
I want to get another. There's a podcast called Tiger Belly.
Coda.
Good.
Sorry, I had to say this before
Yeah,
I
say
was
it.
on the.
Say it before you
thing.
forget.
So Coda, was asking me today about being on the podcast. Well, I mean, if you're that against it, huh?
It's not that I'm against that. It's just that I like Coda. And if he watches this, don't take this the wrong way, Coda. The reason that me and Creighton flow so well is we've known each other for a long time. I tried to have Michael on a podcast a while back. When me and Mike, not Michael, but my roommate Mike and our friend Chris did podcasts, we did like 40, and they were all like 3 or 4 hours long. And they were much more like Joe Rogan-esque than this one is. This is much more like fun, like almost like playtime with conversation, you know? Where we sit down and just talk about fun, dumb shit and like talk about stories and shit. That was much more like in-depth thinking about the world and the universe and aliens and conspiracy theories. And I thought Michael would be good to have on because Michael's fun and I like having him on, and he's my brother and like he's very intellectual when it comes to certain things, but he does not work well in a podcast setting. Not to say Coda wouldn't. I'm not saying that.
Coda has his own YouTube.
I know he does. Hold on, let me finish my point.
Sorry,
So,
I was
no,
just...
you're good. You're good. I know it's just we get sidetracked quick,
Yeah.
and I just want to make sure I say this the right way without like offending Coda, because I don't want to offend him, because I don't think this merits getting offended. The more people I have on IRL that I think would be good, really dilutes the waters, and like of what this podcast, what I want it to be. And when I started the podcast, I was having all my friends online on, and while a lot of them work well, every once in a while it wouldn't work well. And not wouldn't work well to the point where it didn't work. It wouldn't work well where it turned from one thing that I wanted it to be into something else. And it was hard for me to carry it the right way, you know? And Coda feels like the kind of person where if me and him got on there... You know what? Actually, the more I think about it, I feel like I'm wrong when I say this. Out of all the people that I could have on to talk just about movies, because I know that's what me and Coda would end up talking about the most... That it would actually work out, because he's very subdued in his opinions. Like, he's not gonna throw them down your throat. Now that I think about it, I'm totally wrong. Coda should be on the podcast. I was more comparing him to Michael right away, and Michael was very bad.
Michael's like the worst one.
Michael's terrible on
No
podcasts.
offense to Michael, by the way,
Yeah, I
for
love
watching
him.
that. Yeah, you're awesome.
I mean, no offense to you. You suck, you idiot. It's my brother. I'm joking.
Hey, I should be saying that.
Yeah, you should say you hate him, and he's an idiot. Nah, he's very opinionated, and he gets very he feels attacked when he shouldn't. You know what I mean? Everything feels
Like you.
no. Stop that. Don't put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby. He feels very what's the word? Confrontational. Like, he feels like you're confronting him about something when you're just bringing up a subject. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He'll do that in, like, normal conversation.
Very.
Like, now
very,
that you mention, now that you've put a name to it, like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
I'm down. I'll be there for sure in March for my birthday. Lit. Happy very early birthday. Like 2.5 months. George. I'll be here.
Nice.
The person we were talking about having.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, and that reminds me of Tiger Belly. There's a podcast called Tiger Belly, and so like Joe Rogan, when he does his podcast, he has like 4 or 5 cameras, but you only see one of them at a time. So you know how you like see both of ours at the same time? I take that from a podcast called Tiger Belly, where what they do is they have like 3 cameras. They have a big camera, like a wide shot that shows the whole room. They have another shot that shows Bobby Lee, the host, and then another camera that shows the guest, you know, whoever that is. But they play all 3 at the same time. So you can like focus on whatever you want, but if you want, you can go down and see reactions to people. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about this kind of setup, is that we see both people the whole time, you know? So I want to get to where we have a camera like on top of that monitor and it sees the whole setup.
Yeah.
So that they can see all 3. The only
You have
problem...
to be careful what you have up, though.
Exactly. So, like, eventually, you know the wire setting we have up there?
Yeah.
Eventually, I think what I'm going to do is have, like, a 2x4 up there that has, like, a lip on it so wires can't, like, fall over, and just have a super long thing for the wires to go. Because it'll be really easy just to put a 2x4 up there. You know, we just have to put braces. It would take, like, $10 worth of material. Excuse me. But, that's my goal for, like, as far as what the people see. Taylor J, you lied to me in your stream title. I'm pissed. I'm sorry. Wait, what's the title? Okay, Shirts Off. Is it just Shirts Off Podcast right now?
Taylor J. Who's Taylor J?
Taylor J is a friend of mine from the community. He, for the longest time, I just now got my own Amazon Prime back. I've had his Amazon Prime for like 7 or 8 months. I used it to watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Jack Ryan. Right now, I'm about to watch The Expanse, but now on my own Amazon Prime. Let me add some production value to it. Few angles, my equipment, ridiculous, and that. My equipment is ridiculous now. Would be sick for a YouTube upload.
Is that George?
I understand. That is George. Hey, George. You can contribute in whatever way you want.
You really can, for real. Like, we're open to suggestions, all that kind of stuff.
The only thing, I just don't want to get too permanent here, because I
yeah.
want to be out of here.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I really like this room, but it's, like, you know, like...
You're sharing it, though.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like I can do whatever I want.
Did I tell you, like,
And I definitely
about
can't be as loud as I want.
this thing that my friend Savannah has? Like, since we're talking about equipment, she's got, like, a tripod, like a full-ass tripod, but it's, like, for your phone. Which isn't, like, that crazy.
Well, any tripod can be a tripod for your phone.
No,
You just
but
have
I
to
mean,
get
like,
the-
this is specifically made for that. Like, it doesn't have plates or anything you can change out for it. It's just, like, it's got a little thing that grabs your phone and, like, a little handle. And it was so cool.
Keep talking.
And every time, like, we hang out, like, actually, if you were going to end up coming
We're
to...
on stream. I can't do that.
Actually, if you were going to end up coming to Huddle House, when we were going to all go and, like, hang out and eat, and I was going to introduce you to her, you like I was gonna tell her to bring it to show you, be like, hey, look how cool this is. Like, you know, potentially if like, you know, we were talking about going mobile or whatever
Yeah.
with the stream at one point, we could use that.
I really want to get a Sling Studio, my Sling Studio, like we use at Learn TV.
Yeah.
That shit's the shit. That's the shizzy nizzy right there, bro. That stuff's the best. You can literally just take like 4 iPods and have a whole ass like TV show on the go, and like super easy. Like that's the best thing that ever happened to Learn TV was my Sling.
Yeah.
Like Taylor, do you mean when you say is this guy? Do you mean Velez Quick and chat, or do you mean 8 Creighton?
What did they say?
He said, "Is this guy from MFAM 2?" I don't know if he's talking about you or if he's talking about George.
I'm definitely not. Like,
Yeah.
and that's nothing.
Creighton
against-
is my friend, IRL, and someone I thought would be great for the podcast, and has turned out to be great for the podcast.
There's nothing against MFAM, by the way. It's just I'm not active in Twitch like that.
Yeah.
And we've both talked about like, hey,
I mean,
it'd be
you've
cool.
technically known about it as long as I have,
Yeah,
because I've been
that's
talking,
fair.
like preaching the gospel of Nick.
You kind of got annoying with it for a while, so I just kind of tuned you out.
Yeah, no, I've done that to a lot of people now. Like, I definitely talked Game of Thrones into the dirt around you guys, trying to get you to watch it. You finally succumbed to the temptation, but
Well,
Quentin never will. Quentin actually might because of a thing that happened recently.
what was the thing that happened?
I'll tell you later.
Wait, why not now?
Because I can't.
Why?
Because of
Well,
the
you
subject
just
matter.
text it to me.
Okay.
I promise I won't say
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, he was talking about you.
me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Taylor's been in here whenever I was doing my own streams, not when you've been in here.
Yeah, we've got a good amount of like people that aren't here normally here
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, well, we did start a little later than usual. Not by a crazy amount, but a little bit later. And then at the same time, it's a Wednesday, and we're usually doing this on like
Oh yeah.
Thursday or Friday nights or Saturday nights.
So that's the thing.
Sometimes
That's another
Tuesdays.
thing I wanted to tell everybody in chat is like part of the reason why we're doing it tonight is because I'm going to be gone to a convention. If you guys haven't been watching the other streams, we've talked about it briefly, but I'm going to a convention in Concord this weekend. Was it Ichiban Con or something like that? Sterling knows for sure if Sterling is still here, and I'm going to be gone from Friday to Sunday. So my plan and what I've been trying to get Charlie to do is like we do a stream tonight and we do one either tomorrow night or like Friday morning, like really early, after he gets done with his job, and like just kind of put 2 out and then like it'll be a break for a little bit.
It'll
and then
be
we'll-
really late if we go live.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah,
fine
no,
with that,
I'm just telling them.
because I'm off the next day.
Yeah, because I don't start work tomorrow until 7 p.m.
And you were saying like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Maybe. Like,
Yeah.
again, it's always up in the air with
Yeah.
that job. So, I mean...
But we'll definitely let everybody know beforehand. I mean, like we.
Yeah, I mean,
we tweet
I'll
about it
always
all the
I'll
time.
tweet it out. Like the thing is, if I tweet it out, only a certain amount of it'll be another night like tonight where people we're not used to having in here, and we'll have a very like weird group of people
Yeah,
in there,
which
hanging
is
out.
fine.
Which is I
because,
love
like
those.
we're expanding it. You know
Yeah,
what mean?
I love that. That's my favorite thing about.
But
the,
normally we stream on like what Thursday night or not Thursday, Friday
Thursdays.
nights and
yeah,
Monday
Fridays,
nights.
Saturdays, and Tuesdays a lot.
yeah.
Really, it's just Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. We're like never doing it.
Yeah.
Very rarely will we do it on those nights. But you know, eventually, if we're lucky, this is going to get to a point where we can do this most
Ooh,
like 4 or
and
5 nights
I
a
was
week.
thinking today about like what if I take like a couple of days off, like and just we do like a 24-hour stream.
Bro, I mean, that's rough. I'd be down, but that's like tough.
I
Those are
know.
tough
Well,
to
that's
do.
why I said a couple of days, like a day to prep and a day to do it and a day to recover.
I mean,
Right? You kind of want to do it too.
so like the only thing with that. What's the links, boys? I'm trying to keep up. What do you mean the links? Hold on. We're gonna get back to that because I have things to say about that. What do you mean, George? If you'd ever be willing to have me on the podcast, I'd love to sit and talk, man. Me and a buddy of mine are actually trying to start one of these. Taylor, I'd be down. The only reason that I started focusing on doing the one IRL with my friend instead of doing the ones online like how I started was that the internet where I'm at, do it, you cowards. Bro, how many people call us cowards on this podcast?
I know, a lot.
It's
A lot.
crazy. Twitter and whatnot. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, our Twitters are both on the stream under our face cams. Mine's Real Charlie Boy with an E. His is at 8cron, which is CR8un, but like flipped around, like anagram style in a way. That's our Twitters. He can tell you his Snapchat. But Taylor, the reason that I didn't continue with doing the ones with my friends online as much as I Did you see what I said?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what you said. Was because the internet here, the first one. Yeah, the internet here is not the greatest. So like Discord would freeze up, and like you wouldn't hear everything they said, and you wouldn't hear everything I said, and it like as much as I wanted, it just wouldn't work out the way I wanted.
And he just likes me better, and we flow better, and I'm just an all-around better person.
I would say that I like you better than most of the people I've had on. Not to down any of them, just we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
But I would say that we don't flow as well as I have flown with some of my friends on
That's
here.
true.
If I could do a podcast with it, and this is not a dig on you, this is just the fact that I've spent way more time having conversations with some of the people on here that I've already done podcasts with. If I did a podcast with my friend Jesse on here, it would be amazing. If I did a podcast with Nathan or Bumper or Alberto or Shake, like any of those guys, if they were in the room with me, it would be a phenomenal podcast. Not to say that ours isn't, just to say that that would also... I could do a good podcast with a lot of these people, you know what I mean? If it was just me and Quentin, we could have a great podcast. Me and Bethany could be a great podcast. Me and George. Like, I think that you and me could do a good podcast with anyone opposite either of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, you balance out very well. You are the creative... and I am the audience point of view. You know what I mean? How there's like those characters,
and I'm
the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is.
You're the straight man to my.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
To your like.
To me.
To your Quill. I'm
Quill.
Quill from. I'm the Gamora to your Quill.
I guess.
Peter Quill.
Well,
like
I
you're
don't
the
know.
comedian, and I'm
you're
like
the Gamora. You're more like.
Who's the straight man in Guardians? Like
I don't know. There's not really a straight.
Gamora's
man
the closest thing. I mean, she's pretty much the straight man,
fair.
especially once like the drama is over. She's
guess.
very much the logic one.
Yeah.
Like who else is logical? Drax very
This is a
barely.
horrible comparison. We need a more. We need a more like duo of people.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. What's a better duo?
Woody and Wilcox.
Yeah, but
Wilcox is very much the
everybody
straight man.
knows like Woody and
No, they
Wilcox.
don't. Not nearly as many people know than you think. Nobody on Twitch knows. Very little of these people
That's
listen
what I'm
to
saying.
radio.
Nobody knows them.
Just a lot of heterosexual man love going on. You love to see it. That's facts.
Yeah.
I
We
say
have a lot of homosexual love too.
Creighton is my hetero life mate.
Yeah.
That's what. Remember the Jay and Silent Bob reboot trailer? It's like, I'm Jay. This is my hetero life mate, Silent Bob. I was like, that's us.
Yeah.
I'm very much
Well,
Silent
dude,
Bob.
we haven't watched
even
those
though I'm not
movies.
I know, we still gotta. We need to buy the tickets before they.
When
sell
are
out.
they?
It's in February. It's the day after my
We
birthday,
don't
February
have a lot of
17th.
time.
Yeah, we have like a month and a week.
We need to like get on that.
Yeah, we need to start watching those movies.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, but like sometime in the next week, we should start those and like watch. I don't think we should watch all his movies, but we should watch some of the better ones. Like Dogma, we have to watch Dogma. Dogma's my favorite.
Is
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Is Dolomite any good? I saw that you watched.
I watched the first like 2/3, and I didn't stop because it was bad. I stopped because I started falling asleep. Not because the movie was bad, because I'd been up for like 30 hours by the time I started watching, and I just haven't finished. But it was very good from what I saw so far. I just haven't gone back and watched it again yet.
I just was wondering.
Two of the times was because you were on Netflix, and it was like you can't watch on two things in the same time.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, that happens a lot. You're on there enough for me to not be able to watch it all the time.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. I'm not really on Netflix that much.
Yeah. I guess
That's
we
surprising.
same wavelength. We're just like, oh, Netflix, and, and sometimes it's at the wrong time.
Do you know
I'm not
what-
on there a lot either, though. To be fair.
It's really weird, like, because a lot of times I'll just rewatch The Phantom Menace on Disney Plus just to fall asleep. Because I've told you a bunch of times, like, for me, the best part of that movie is at the end, and that's the fight. And then, like, I use it to just fall asleep. Because you'll fall asleep before that fight even gets there. The pod racing's really good, too. But other than that, like, I saw somebody, like, talking about like how they would have done like the prequel trilogy, and really when you think about it, you don't need the Phantom Menace at all. But without the Phantom Menace, we wouldn't have gotten Darth Maul, and Darth Maul's a pretty baller character. What?
Yeah, George said. So what I've gathered is in so much time. So what I've gathered is so much time has passed that Creighton is a mustached alcoholic, and Charlie is now technically proficient enough to do a podcast and workout.
Yes.
George, when we see you, I will fill you in on so much crazy shit that has happened.
It's been
Because
a while,
that
man.
second thing is barely accurate.
What?
Sure, I am proficient enough to do those things, but it is not without
Wait,
crazy,
are you
ridiculous
saying the first thing
situations.
is accurate?
Yes, you fucking alcoholic.
No.
Creighton's not an alcoholic.
No. We've been through this.
Yeah, I only drink because I'm sad.
What? I've never
You
said
said that, yes, you
I did?
did.
When did I say
Yes.
that? Was I drunk when I said
Yes, you were drunk.
that? Oh. Well, you can't trust me when I'm drunk.
you hearing
I
yourself?
wouldn't trust me when I'm drunk. But I wouldn't trust me when I'm sober either. So.
Oh my god.
Never trust anyone, kids. That's what you should take away from that.
That's your life lesson?
Yeah.
Never trust anybody.
Never trust anyone. Trust dogs, so you can always trust dogs.
You can always trust dogs.
Dude, did you see those puppies that I met today on my Snapchat?
Is it your story?
Yeah.
Then no.
Go
I don't look at any
Go
stories.
look at
No.
my story.
No.
Why? Give me
I don't
those views.
No, I don't want to. You get
Oh.
enough views. We have people coming
That's
in
true.
from
I get
IRL
like
now.
80 views a day.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's crazy. But
When
like,
I posted my story, which is like once a month maybe, like I'll get like 30 or 40 and I'm like, but then I'm like, I don't care. Like I
the
don't.
only reason I care
I don't
about
care
it
about
is because
Snapchat.
like it's more exposure for the podcast.
Mhm.
if anything.
I mean, I could start doing that, but I like.
your Twitter's your thing.
Yeah, Twitter's my thing. I don't want certain IRL people to know we do the podcast only because you'd have people saying, "Can I be?" Like
I get
wouldn't-
people asking me all the time.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't mind
just
having
kinda
someone on the
blow-
podcast. I just don't like everyone asking to be on the podcast. You know what I mean? It's like it gets annoying, even though like we don't have like a crazy following or anything. It's like I still don't want to take that. I want to build this first.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Maybe one day it would be cool to have certain people on. I
Like
spent a
Coda
week
would be
living
cool,
with
though.
Creighton. I had enough alcohol in that villa to kill a small village, and he never as much took a sip.
Yeah.
Was that senior week?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you were young. You were like underage then.
Yeah. I didn't actually like start drinking until like I was like a year before being of age to drink legally.
I've never had alcohol.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know how many people think I'm a pothead?
How many?
So many.
So many people think I'm a pothead.
Everyone think. Well, yeah, you seem way more like a pothead than me.
I'm
But whenever I just have crazy. You've heard them. I have crazy like weed, like pothead ideas about the world and the universe. You know, sometimes like I'll have such crazy ideas that people are like, "What the fuck are you smoking?" Like whenever I'm at work, like if it's been 4 or 5 hours, I'm getting a little like I'll stop paying attention to every part of the game, you know, like I'm supposed to, and like I'll let a little thing slide. And the guy who runs the game is like, "Do I need to get you drug tested, son?" Like that's like a thing he always says, because they'll smoke pot at the game, but like I never do because I don't smoke, but and never have, but they always think that I'm like secretly a pothead.
You are though. Aren't you?
Through Michael's stories, I just deduced that you might as well be one. Me? Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Dude, do you remember that time like I came to pick you up from work and like I just ended up hanging out with Michael's like friends?
For like an hour and a half.
They were all like stoned and sitting on the couch
playing Forza.
and I was just like there. I love shit like that. Like
It's
you were,
pretty funny.
you were like, "Where are you, Kurt?" And I was like, "I'm just over here chilling with some stoners. I'm not actually partaking or anything. I'm just
Yeah.
hanging out, having a good time." I love his girlfriend, by the way. She's so nice.
She's very awesome.
I always forget her name.
Faith.
Oh, I always think Haven. And then there's a
equally. Go ahead.
there's it's weird because this girl I work with, her friend's name is actually the inverse of that, and I think Faith. So it's kind of hilarious.
That is pretty hilarious.
What are you doing? Oh, that's that cream.
Yeah, my shoulder.
You got to
hurts.
lube up, huh?
Yeah, totally. CBD is so amazing. This
Is that what you
shit.
smoke, huh?
Yeah, I smoked the shit out of some CBD. Some.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's THC.
Yeah, that's what I smoke. I'm a pothead. Nah, this stuff, like, I don't like taking like drugs. Like I don't like doing almost even like normal shit. Like I don't even like taking like ibuprofen or anything like that. Like the only thing I've ever taken was like melatonin for sleep, and even that I take such a small amount because I usually, if I really need to,
Whoa.
can fall asleep anyway pretty well. So I take like a very low dose of melatonin just to help me get the little like drowsiness.
Wasn't that like bad even if you take it regularly? Because like
What?
it'll lower your
Melatonin?
natural melatonin.
Well, no, I don't take it regularly.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
like-
very like spread out about what I use so that it doesn't affect me permanently or semi-permanent, like for the nearby future. You know what I mean? Because that's true. If you take too much melatonin, like on a normal basis, it'll make it really hard for you to sleep without it. and I don't want that. So I'll take like right now I'm like since I've moved here, I've maybe taken it twice, 3 times. So in the last like 4 months, I've 2 or 3 times. You know, the most I ever used it was I was probably using it twice a week at one point. But again, very low doses. I mean like a 5 milligram gummy. Like just enough to where if you eat it like an hour ahead of time, like an hour before you want to sleep, like you'll just feel a little drowsy. Like I could still stay up for a long time on melatonin if I wanted to. It's just when I want to go to sleep, I'll take it so that it's a lot easier for like to convince myself I need to lay down and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Because my problem is I have this fucking computer. And I'll sit here and watch YouTube for hours and hours and hours and hours, or Disney Plus or Netflix. So much fucking content to watch now.
Yeah, it's not good for you to be exposed to so much content.
Me specifically?
Yeah, you specifically.
Yeah, because I
know you.
I get
like
hooked on
to
things.
complete things.
I like to complete things. I still need to finish Jack Ryan, and that's why I'm a little scared to watch The Expanse, because it's 4 seasons, and apparently it's really good. Apparently it's like this dope ass space Game of Thrones.
I'm still telling you.
God damn it, coffee! I have to pee again.
I'm still telling you. You need to finish like Steven Universe. It's really good.
Charlie out here popping Molly. I see the vibes. Right. Yeah. I'm the opposite of popping Molly. I think the most I do is drink too much espresso. I drink espresso a lot. That's
you
its
told
own
me
drug.
This was espresso the other day. I was like, really? Because it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, well, nothing affects you at all when it comes to like stimulants.
Yeah,
like
true.
That's a good thing about you is that like Red Bull, Monster, all that shit doesn't like affect you.
Unfazed.
You are unfazed, and that's good though, because that stuff's not good for you, especially if you start drinking it a lot. It's good that you can just keep yourself awake for a long time, and then survive a long time on not a lot of sleep, comparably. Like you'll go to bed at like 3 a.m. and wake up at like 10, like 9 or 10, and for people our age right now, bro, people nowadays are sleeping forever. Like, they sleep like 10 or 11 hours straight sometimes. I do that like once a week. Usually on Mondays, I'll sleep really long because I have nothing to do for like 2 or 3 days. You know, nothing at least that I have to be somewhere for a time. You know, because I only have work like technically on Thursdays and Sundays, and then everything else I do can be either this or my other thing can be whenever as well.
Are you still editing videos?
Mm-hmm. Just I'm waiting on the lady I do it for. I think she's taking a big vacation because of Christmas and New Year's and all. I'm just waiting on her to send me what's the word, like clips, or ask me for anything. That's essentially that. And then really I'm just open to anybody who needs one. The guy that runs the game, he owns a gym, and he wants me to make a video for him come like springtime whenever we can go
Do you
and
need
film.
models for that?
Models?
Models.
No.
Oh.
Models.
I don't
It's
know.
a gym
There's a
video.
guy that's been asking me at work about like
Oh my
being in
God.
videos, like modeling and shit.
I don't need people.
And
I
I
can't
told
pay
him-
anybody to do anything.
No, he doesn't want to be paid. He just wants exposure.
No.
Okay.
Because then I'm gonna no one's gonna care in this video. This is just gonna be an
That's
ad.
true.
Not only is it just gonna be an ad, like I'm not gonna
But
be
he's
like
a buff guy. Like he
I'm
does
not
good
gonna
stuff.
put people's names in this other than the
Well, he
guy
doesn't
who
want
runs
his
the
name
gym.
in it. He just wants his
What?
face.
That's stupid. That doesn't mean if you need if you need exposure.
I don't know. He's weird.
Well,
like,
then I'm not doing it. I don't want to deal with a weird person.
You deal with me all the time.
That's
Whatever
different, and
you
you know. God damn it. Here's chat. I gotta pee now.
Okay.
Coffee. Fucking dumbass, stupid
Charlie out
espresso.
here, Papa.
Diuretic. That was early. Wait. Oh shit.
Huh.
What?
Who else here right now?
It's mostly been George with the occasional other people hopping in. Just go off on a rant if nobody's talking.
Okay.
It's still gonna go up on YouTube.
Let's see. What kind of rant could I go on? George, did you see Rise of Skywalker? I know you had to have, because like it's Star Wars, right? Like you enjoy Star Wars. I believe, if I remember correctly. Didn't you see The Force Awakens with us? I want to say you did. That's been so long ago, by the way. The Force Awakens is the shit. Like, it might be the best movie of... Oh, yes, it is my podcast now, George. Thank you. The Force Awakens might be the best movie out of this new trilogy. To me, at least. God, I hate to say this because I like The Last Jedi, too. But I really, really... I had way more fun with The Rise of Skywalker than I did The Last Jedi. Even though people are like, nothing makes sense. Right? It was okay. And
What?
we were talking about The Rise of Skywalker and The Force Awakens. Because George went to go see The Force Awakens with us, right? Or did he just see it and we talked about it?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
We
either.
definitely went and saw something.
We went and saw The Force Awakens together.
Yeah, well, I know we did. I just can't remember if he
The
did.
trilogy could have been.
Charlie's
two
gone now.
movies.
This is your podcast, not Creighton.
The trilogy could have been 2 movies, and that's fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I didn't like 9 very much, but to be fair, I will admit there were awesome scenes. But like at the same time, the awesome scenes barely held up for the ridiculous amount of other shit in that movie.
I've really liked 9. Like
I
for
know.
me, it goes 7, 9, 8. But that doesn't mean 8 is like the worst movie ever. You know what
Yeah, I
I mean?
understand.
I like 8 a lot.
I do too. I like it.
I
way
just
more than-
enjoyed 9 more. I enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed that Finn, Rey, and Poe were all together. That was the strongest part of 9.
I follow a film critic / essay person on YouTube, on Twitter. Like I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
He follows me back. He's really cool. He agreed to do the podcast at one point, but that was before I started doing this, and I never really got back with him. I should though, because we'd have a good podcast. Anyway, beside the point. He had a tweet right after Rise of Skywalker really resonated. He said, "If you told me when Endgame came out that it would be the best out of the MCU, Game of Thrones, and Star Wars finales, I would have cried." Because he enjoyed Endgame, but he thought that it would be the worst of those 3 by far. He figured that Star Wars would... He figured JJ would come through. And granted, JJ didn't have enough time. By the time JJ was, like, on it... Exactly.
Is that the end?
Yep. Yep. And tried to...
/redo. What's the name of the choices?
Yeah. It was shaky, yeah, because JJ only had, like, 3 months.
Yeah.
To work on the movie, which is fucking ridiculous for the end of a saga movie. They should have just said, "Look, we're taking an extra
Or
year."
they should have broke it into 2.
No, we can't turn what has predominantly been a trilogy into a quadrilogy. You have to.
I think it would have been. I would have let it pass. They broke Infinity War into 2.
Look, here, that's not the problem. The problem isn't that there's too much in one movie. The problem is that the director behind this movie only had 3 months to do it. You don't give him enough time. The movie took place in like a couple locations instead of a bunch like it usually does. And at the same time, or no, vice versa, I said that backwards. It took place in too many places instead of a few like it's supposed to. And at the same time, with all those crazy things happening, the first 35, 40 minutes are so fast and put so much into the movie that it's ridiculous. It's so dumb and like it's stupid.
And I've heard people complain that there was like no roadmap for this trilogy or whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't.
There wasn't. There wasn't.
Okay.
They made the
get
first
that.
movie and didn't have the second 2 written.
I get that, but I think there was an overall plan at some point because like you don't. Well, you were the one who was like Palpatine was planned to come back from the beginning.
No.
Yeah.
No. I said the opposite. I said he wasn't.
Oh, I thought you said that he did. He was.
No.
Look.
Now maybe JJ planned that in the beginning when he was thinking, but it was never written down. Because if it was, he's definitely going to get brought up in episode 8, not episode 9. You can't just bring him up in the first 5 minutes and establish that this character that's been gone for multiple movies is back all of a sudden and the ultimate evil again and all this wish-wash. Like, it was ridiculous. All of it was ridiculous. Like, the way that it was too quick, it was too insane. JJ's original idea was, I'll write this movie and then someone will do it right after me. They should have just thrown ridiculous money at him after episode 7 because of how successful it was and allowed him
to complete
his vision. How are you going to have 2 different, in their eyes, originally 3 different people, not 2,
Yeah.
fulfill a trilogy correctly? That makes no sense to me. How are you going to finish off a highly successful franchise with 3 different people without telling them what the overall story is supposed to be? It was ridiculous. It was stupid. Like, the MCU has the same writers for the most part. Mm-hmm. Like, all the movies, it's not like a different writer for every movie. It's like there's a few people writing the main story, and then the directors will write their own little pieces and bits into it that help. Like,
it's the whole
who's
writer's
the guy who
room.
wrote Black Panther? What's his name? Fuck. He's awesome.
Doesn't he also work on comics too?
I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I forget
A lot
his name.
of the
He
Marvel
writes the
people
Black
work on
Panther. He
comics.
helps. Yeah. Shaking my head. Shirts aren't off. Shirts off, please. This man Creighton always using a fucking suit jacket. Yeah, that's his thing, bro. He always wears one.
Execution was fucked in None should have happened.
Next to the films is set in the High Republic. Facts. Yo, that's what I was going to talk about earlier. That's my thing on the Discord that I was telling you about. Dave and Dan. Hold on. Let me get back to this because this was pissing me off.
Okay, go ahead.
This whole PC culture war thing on Twitter that has happened, and it's definitely starting to go down. Like, it's not as bad as it used to be, like 2 or 3 years ago. The biggest casualty of all this is the fact that Dave and Dan from Game of Thrones were gonna make the new Star Wars films set in the High Republic. Excuse me. And people
Set
got
in the what?
High Republic. Set kind of like set in the past for Game of like the Old Republic kind of days, like from the games, the Old Republic. Like that is a very sought after piece of Star Wars lore that hasn't been dove into.
Upon.
Yeah, except in like games and in comics. Like there is no on-screen adaptation yet, and a lot of people really love that version of Star Wars, and I do too, just from the little bit I know about it. And Dave and Dan were gonna make it, and the internet went nuts after Game of Thrones season 8 and basically bullied them into not wanting to do it anymore. And that is the stupidest thing this culture war has done. Because here's what happened: you have all these people who are constantly wanting to bicker and cry about gender politics or cry about the racism that is so rampant in this world, or their leftist or right ideals and all that. They just want to complain, like, and look, if you want to, cool, but don't bring it to the things I love. Because what happened was everything started to die down, and they were like, what can we complain about now? And Game of Thrones didn't end with a happy ending the way they all wanted to, and it never was going to. Go back to season fucking 1 and figure that out. Learn how to dissect a fucking show, you idiots. And realize that this show was never going to have a happy ending. That shit made me so mad that people were upset that it didn't have a happy ending. Hold on. I see you about to say something. Don't. Let me talk. So, the fact that it ended the way it did, it was always going to have a sad ending. Always. Regardless of if the books came out fast enough for them to pull from or not, it was always going to have a sad ending. The fact that it did and didn't have a happy one is, like, beside the point. You have Season 7 and Season 8 of Game of Thrones. Definitely the lesser of the seasons, but still amazing seasons of TV in their own right. You had the 2 best adapters of fiction make the first 6 seasons. The first 6 seasons are 6 of the best seasons of a television show of all time. Like, those 6 seasons are in the top, 20 seasons of any show ever. You know what I mean? 3 of those seasons are probably 1, 2, and 3 to me. Maybe in the top 5 at least. Maybe not 1 and 2, but up there. Only second to the Breaking Bads, the True Detectives of the world. Very few. To me. That's just to me. But that's beside the point. These guys adapted the best fiction written in the last 70 years. They made the best shit ever. I mean, it's without a shadow of doubt, the biggest show of all time. And you expected these adapters to create new content and follow up with the best fiction ever written, or at least some of the best fiction ever written. That's very subjective, but still, some of the best fiction ever written and put to screen. You expect these guys to just create the ending. That's a lot to put up with, and they still made it awesome. And now you were gonna have these 2 guys who adapted the best fiction of all time redo Star Wars. And not just redo it, but pull from thousands of comics, games. Hundreds of hours of games, ridiculous amounts of stuff to pull from. They were going to be able to write it and film it and direct the best shit ever. And the internet complaining because Daenerys is evil and Jon didn't die and the Night King all this dumb shit. They got so mad about all this dumb shit that they bullied these guys into not wanting to do it anymore. It's the stupidest thing to, obviously, subjectively, as a person who's a big fan of all these things. My phone just reset. Why is my phone restarted?
It got mad at you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Based on all these things, very subjective. I know it's subjective of me, but to me, this whole culture war, it's like Heath Ledger dying all over again. It's what could have been. You know what I mean? He was 28 when he died, bro. What could have been of this guy? this would have been the Inception guy. This would have been the guy in Interstellar, the fucking Pulp Fiction, the new Quentin Tarantino. This was the big actor of the future, and he died so young. These guys were going to make the best adaptation of Star Wars, I think. Mandalorian's the best one to me. The Mandalorian's the best adaptation on screen. Not even an adaptation. The best on-screen representation of Star Wars is The Mandalorian right now. Better than any movie. One season of The Mandalorian is better than all the movies to me. Better than all the shows. Better than any of the games. The only games that like put up with it, and I haven't watched The Old Republic, so I can't really say that that would be. But as far as like the Force Unleashed games, even the new one that came out that's pretty cool, it's better than all those. The Force Unleashed was pretty great. It was a little weird for Star Wars at the time. Mandalorian's the best thing on screen to me, by like a miles.
Even Rebels?
Yeah, wait, definitely better than Rebels. To me, I like Rebels, but Rebels is very.
It's very old school Star Wars.
It's very old school Star Wars, and it's also like we
that's
can
the
make
essence.
assumptions on certain things based on the fact that it's in the past.
Yeah.
Where The Mandalorian, while not catching up to the present day movies,
It's so far away from it that you don't.
it's
really
still
know.
it's so separated from it in a way where it doesn't matter that we know about what happens or not, because this can be its own thing way in the future anyway. You know what I mean?
You think there's gonna be a time jump?
In The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Maybe. Revan is now canon. We ride at midnight, boys. I agree.
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going to
he
have a
is.
hell of a time discussing these things when I come through. You know it. Exotic! The shirts are still on. What the fuck? I know. I'm sorry. I can't wait till these emotes go through. I can't wait to put the the platypus emote everywhere.
Is that your rant though for the day?
I mean, it's one of them. Why? Do you want to end the podcast?
I should probably.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
When do you go to work tomorrow? 3?
3. And I also told.
You need to get better at like going home and going right to sleep instead of going home and watching TV and being on your phone and
Well,
then
I
going to
can't.
sleep.
Just go right to sleep. And I told Savannah I would go and have breakfast with her at like 10.
Jesus. Is she still here?
Yeah, she's not going anywhere for a while.
Oh, then why haven't we met? We could have met any time this
You
week.
want to
then.
go to breakfast with us?
Usually I would say yes, but I do have to go work late tomorrow night, so like I'll probably stay up for 5 or 6 more hours and go to bed at like 8 or 9 a.m. so that I can get a good amount of sleep and wake up with plenty of time to be awake. Because again, tomorrow's game's probably gonna last a long time. I do love the family shirt you have on. I happen to be wearing it also. Hello, Exotic. I love you, dude. This is a great shirt, isn't it? Anyway, before we end, let's find somebody to raid real fast.
Thanks everybody for.
Yeah, this has been a good one.
Yeah.
I'll try and upload this one tonight if I remember. I'm just dumb and always forget. Let me find
I
somebody.
know
to
you never
raid.
tell me either. You just rely on me to check. And yours doesn't get emailed to me like every other YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to. What is that, by the way? We
That's
need to
just-
talk about that.
That's stupid. Nah, I don't even feel like talking about it.
We need to talk about it next podcast.
We are not big enough to complain about.
We
shit
are
like that.
complaining about it. I am going to complain about it because it's so fucking annoying. I don't need an email and a notification from YouTube. Fuck you. I don't need that.
We're
I
gonna
got
raid
enough
Ben.
notifications on my phone as it is. Let alone fucking
Okay.
emailing me. Jesus.
Hold on, let me-
Who emails anyone anymore, really?
I don't know.
I hate it here.
Exactly.
I want to go home.
Exactly. Play the Dr. Phil one. That's
Yeah.
more accurate.
You're
This is-
ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
That's what I feel towards YouTube emailing me notifications now.
Let me- Good night.
Good night,
Pals.
George.
Speak soon. You know what, George? We will. And we're on here like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Usually just 2, sometimes 3. But
We bang it
I don't know.
out.
Go on our Twitters, on his Snapchat, whatever brought you to here, and just keep
Probably
an eye out.
Snapchat, to be honest.
Probably Snapchat. Just keep an eye out, and we will keep it
Keep it
keep
sweet.
it active. I'm going to get the stream ending song. I forgot. We used to do this a lot more.
Yeah. We never do this one.
We never do. But
But I told you I heard this one on an
Anyway.
actual radio show the other day. This sounds more like a beginning though than an end.
No, it feels very ending. Let me raid Ben real fast.
Can they still hear us?
Yeah, I can still hear us. This was a good one. When this one's over, I will start uploading it. I'm gonna wait till the beat drop, and then I'm going to raid Ben. Go in there, show some love. Emotes will be here in the next week or so for us to really show our love. I love this fucking song, bro. straight into the stream, hang out. So I can't wait till we can start doing these more like often and not have to stop at like 2 hours all the time and be able, because we could do these 3 or 4 hours easy.
Well, that's fine.
Okay, later guys. Love you. Have a great night.
I broke everything new again, everything that I'd owned. I threw it out the